60 minutes, 60 mashups, 60 shots. Ready to play?
You ready?
Everybody in the club getting tipsy. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. Blame it on the booze, got you feeling loose. Blame it on the drug, got you in the zone. Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the alcohol. 1, then comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Everybody drunk out on the dance floor. Baby girl ass jiggle like she want more. Like she a groupie and I ain't even know it. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. Everybody in the club getting tipsy.
Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy.
Hey, what up,
Grab
girl?
my glasses, I'm out the door. I'm gonna hit this city.
Let's go.
Before I leave, brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack. Cause when I leave for the night, I ain't coming back.
When I walk in the club, all eyes on me. I'm with the party rock crew. All drinks are free. We like Ciroc. We love Patron. We came to party rock. Everybody is on.
Don't stop, make it pop, DJ blow my speakers up. Tonight I'ma fight till we see the sunlight. I can fly, I can fly, I can fly. Tick tock on the clock, but the party don't stop, no. I'm alive, and I'm loving every second, minute, hour, power, hour, power, hour.
Baby, this is what you came for. Lightning strikes every time she moves. And everybody's watching her, but she's looking at you.
I'm glad you came.
What you came for?
I hear your heartbeat to the beat of the drums. Oh, what a shame that you came here with someone. So while you're here in my arms, let's make the most of the night. Well, you're a real tough cookie.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is Friday, September 18th, 2020. That's right, it's once again Beer Friday. And joining us, it's always the host with the most, Jace. The man with the plan, Sonic. The returning, the great one, the people's champion, Super Jew. And joining us, joining the Smash, joining the Underground, the Revolution, joining us for the first time, the one, the only, Michael Horton.
Yay.
Here's
Hi, everybody. Yeah,
Had to stick
you're
it
the
in
first
there.
one
my
to
God.
ever say that. Yeah.
He's been saying it all
Is he
week.
really? Is he really?
No chance. It's a lie. I know sarcasm when I hear it.
I was gonna say.
What is going on, everybody? It is Friday. That's right. We are at the end of the week. You have made it to the 18th day of level 9 of Jumanji. There's a lot to talk about today, but first, Super Jew has something to say. A quick shout out, if you would, please.
Oh yeah, to my sister from another mister. Happy birthday, Gabby. Yay!
Woo, happy birthday. Woo! Everybody's like, yeah.
Woo. I don't know if she's watching.
Is she watching
Happy
though? That's the
birthday.
question.
It does not matter if she's watching or not. It's on there. It's going to get to her.
It's a part of history.
Yeah.
And always, today's podcast is brought to you by NoNameNerd.com. Remember to use the coupon code Geeks5ever to get 10% off all of your purchases site-wide. That's not just the first, but that's all of your purchases. It's better to just stack up and get like one big purchase and then get the 10% off.
Yeah.
That'll probably cover the taxes. Because remember, they charge taxes now when you buy shit online.
That's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate.
Also brought to you by the Ravens Flock podcast.
Yeah.
Make sure you check them out as well. Also brought to you by Keyblade Sonic on YouTube. He's like, what's up?
Hi.
I'm here too.
Stay tuned
I guess
for a new
sponsored
video.
by Jason, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Nothing special.
Nothing special. Stupid Pachinko is saying,
Love
like his comments. No, hold on. Let me see. I want to give a shout out to Pachinko. He says, Horton, here's a Mexican. Chad's here.
I haven't heard that one before, so that's the first. So.
Because the whole week, like we've been
crowd.
We've been talking about having you as a guest all week, and the whole week I've just been making the joke like, Michael Horton, here's a who.
Yeah.
And I'm always making the joke like Mexican, like that's the running joke, Mexican. And so so now Pachinko's like, he's writing the jokes for us now.
There's a reason we don't pay him.
Yeah.
Good one.
Well, first off, I want to say thank you so much for agreeing to be on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you, and thank you for all the money you sent me too. So that's
What?
I'm gonna put that check in the bank real quick. It's gonna bounce real fast.
That explains that charge.
well, there was a
on my
little
bank
note that
account.
says, "Don't cash it." Okay.
That explains
No,
why there's money missing.
It's a pleasure to be here, and could we go from left to right and give me everybody's name, like rather than Super Jew and all those things. I know Rachel. Rachel. So, but before we start, what is everybody's name?
So our stage names, because we go by stage names, because
we go by stage names. So
We don't want
I
the
want to
government.
I want to address you by stage names, right?
right.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So
Oh no, here it comes.
no, what you have Sonic? Sonic, could you raise your hand? You have Sonic over there.
Hello.
Sonic, and Super Jew, and Geeks for 5, and
That's right.
Geeks for 5.
what is it?
Jace.
The channel is called
Geeks 5 Ever.
Right.
All
Geeks 5 Ever.
right. And good Lord.
Just Jace.
Well, I'm looking at the tiny little print here, and I can't
Yes.
see it. Jace Monster Burner. Okay.
Yes.
The middle part's just a joke.
No. We just call him Jace, so we just call him Jace. You can just call me.
He can have his name on.
You can call me Jesse. You can call me Goku.
Okay.
Mexican.
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 Mexican. It's Friday. Sunday.
Friday.
Sunday. Okay.
So. All right, no, but like, thank you. Like we said, once again, thank you so much for agreeing to be on here. It's been an interesting week for the podcast, for the members of the podcast. A lot of stress for a lot of people. A lot of stress for people outside the podcast, our listeners. There was my neighbors have already started partying. One of them's already out in the front lawn drinking. I was just about to cancel the podcast and go and drink with them.
Now, seriously, is it what is the stress that everybody's feeling? Because we have a lot of stress out here in the West, obviously.
Oh yeah, you do.
For me, it's more. I'd rather not share it on the podcast.
Okay.
But it's I have personal like stress issues like adult. Let's just put adult as a label.
Well, don't you think that we're all going through some sort of collective depression?
Yeah.
Yes.
Going on 7 months now.
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard. I know
Or
it's
4 years,
especially,
depends.
it's especially hard for you all because you're a lot younger than I am, and you deserve a lot more partying than I do because I've already done mine. And so I really feel for you.
Right. No. Well, since I haven't partied as much this year, my body is starting to recover.
Oh, good.
I can find. I have some of my original flexibility back.
Don't do you? Let's keep moving.
No, because the
keep it-
Renaissance. One of the things I am a little down about is the Texas Renaissance Festival is coming up at the beginning of October. It is the Texas Renaissance themed festival in the country.
Wait,
The Texas Renaissance Festival is officially the biggest.
there you go. But you didn't say that.
Well, no, I said the Texas Renaissance is the biggest Renaissance festival theme in the country.
You meant to say that.
Is it going to happen, or are we going to have a lot of?
They are still going to have the Renaissance Festival in Texas this year.
Really? So there's going to be a lot of knights and dames with masks.
Yes, there's going to. It's not the festival so much that I'm worried about. They have a campgrounds, and the campgrounds is more than a mile in diameter. And the people there, like last year, I got sick. I got like flu or whatever the fuck they were passing around. like people around there pass off diseases like it's free samples at Costco or Sam's Club.
Good one. I like that.
So, like I got sick for 2 weeks. I swear I thought it was coronavirus for a while too. I'm like, damn, did I have the virus?
Before it came here.
I couldn't breathe. I felt like dying. I just like at one point I just rolled over in my bed. I was like, I accept death. Fuck it.
Yeah, last year I got sick too for a couple of days.
Dandelyn's here.
Fair. Hey, girl.
Hi.
All right, for those of you that are just joining us, Michael Horton from many different TV shows like Murder, She Wrote, Transformers, the animated series of The Karate Kid.
I didn't do that, did I?
Apparently.
Yep, you're credited for it.
Yeah.
Oh, I might have. Because, we always, back in my cartoon days, I did a lot of guest spots. So you'd come in 1 week and you do a spot, and then all of a sudden it would appear on your resume. And then but you didn't ever remember that you did it. And I think, didn't we talk at the Transformers thing a little bit, Rachel? Because we're talking about 30 years ago, and all of a sudden everybody's asking me these questions.
Yeah.
I have no answers for them because I can't remember them.
What the fuck is a falafel?
And then that goes back to that all that partying you did. Yeah, the brain cells are gone. They're dead. They can't remember a thing. And 30 years ago was a long time ago. And by the way, for your audience, I wanted to show I'm wearing my Transformers t-shirt.
Look at him geeking out. Love it.
And this is the G1 one.
I love it. Yeah. Yes, that's what you were on. You were on G1.
I was on G1.
Yeah, you were Chip Chase.
I was Chip Chase. As a matter of fact, hold on a second.
Oh, what do you got? What? Thank you, Sour Patch Kid.
I don't know if you can see this. Can you see this?
A little bit.
Yes.
Oh, girl, I can't read it, but
Is it reflecting too much?
No, it looks fine.
No one's really
small print.
No one's really disabled as long as they can. Oh yeah.
Okay. Anyway, it says no one's disabled as long as they have
courage.
Right.
But
that was because Chip Chase's character, he was disabled. He was in a wheelchair.
Oh, wow.
And so I had apparently, I did not know, but apparently I was a hero to a lot of people who were disabled and who liked the Transformers. I did not know that.
He was also a genius.
It was a big deal, and he was a genius.
Yeah.
Which is very difficult for someone like me to play. So.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to laugh at any of that.
What you do?
Dandelyn just posted a fun fact in the comment section. If you choke on root beer, everything smells like root beer. And then Pachinko's
This is true.
Pachinko's like, what?
And that's a genius statement. Yes.
Yep. It's true.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So just before we get into the discussion, we want to talk briefly about what happened yesterday. So SJ, you completely fucking missed it yesterday.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Did they tell you what happened?
No. What happened?
I'll let Jace take this one.
What did you do?
It's not what we did.
I didn't do anything. There was fighting in the comments, though.
Yeah, there was fighting in the comment section. And one of our viewers made one of our other female viewers feel really bad and leave.
How rude.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
I don't stand for that.
That's why we need you here to go.
I don't stand for that BS. Why are we making our viewers feel rude?
We didn't even see the argument. We're too busy interviewing our guest, and there were the comment section was blowing up. We couldn't even keep up, and then we just see people they were constantly replying. Apparently, it got so bad that in the middle of the stream, I tell, hey Jace, can you go handle the comment section for me? Like that, we had to address it.
Rude people.
Dang, I disappear for one night and y'all gotta freaking lose your minds.
People I inspired people. They started fighting in the comments.
Unleash your inner Goku.
No, don't. You keep that bottled up.
This is fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. They didn't throw hands, if that's what you're.
This was the comment section. Fire.
Fire. Yeah, that was pretty much the comment section last night. It
Oh.
was pretty bad. It was pretty awful.
Fire.
It was
Got through.
No.
So, as an act, how long have you been an actor, voice actor?
Well, when you ask an actor how long have they been an actor, I actually was I was in the business for about 30 years before I decided I didn't want to do it anymore, and that was about 20 years ago. And I started another project, and because I really wanted to direct, like a lot of actors want to do, and so I decided to throw the acting thing away and start learning everything I could about directing film. And that did not work out so well. Yeah, I needed to pay my rent, and but I didn't want to go back to acting because I got bored with it. So I started this group about sort of facilitate the education of people in the post-production industry. Film editors and sound designers and color correctors and things like that. And I've been doing that for the last 20 years. And I've been putting on events here in Los Angeles on a monthly basis. And prior to that, I was doing events all over the world. And it's a sort of a face-to-face thing where people who are in the post-production industry want to learn all the new tools, and they want to learn or networking chances and things like that to meet other people. They also can meet film editors that we bring in to talk about the industry. So if you're a real cinephile, you know what I do. If you're not, then it's sort of boring. But it's basically all about the post-production industry, which, if you don't know what that means, is once they shoot the movie, then they bring it in and they put it all together by editing and sound design and color correcting and all those sorts of things. And that's what I do. And so I get to hang out with a lot of really talented people.
For those of you that don't know, post-production for any like kind of movie or show actually can take, it's not like right away. It's not like, like that. It can actually take a long time. I know for some movies,
It's a long process.
It takes like a year at least for post-productions.
Yeah, for big movies, especially visual effects heavy movies, they can take for more than a year, and that's a very big part of the budget. So that's kind of what I do. I bring all these people together, and you can meet them and talk to them and learn from them and that kind of thing. So it's been a lot of fun, and it goes with all that behind the scenes stuff, which I bet you all just adore. You just love watching that. How is stuff made?
I like that show. How it's made.
Yeah, exactly. Well, how is stuff made? If you like making things and you like making movies and you like doing this, and I'm sure you get a lot of questions on how you do this. How you do this podcast? What equipment do you use? What microphone is that? What is that big round thing there? Is it, what's it called? A pop filter? Why do you need that thing? That kind of stuff. And that's people are interested in that. I know you were interested in that. I can see in the background your whole life is centered around on this kind of stuff, and this is your passion, and that's what's really cool.
Yeah, like one of the things that when I started doing the podcast, one thing that I became that I discovered that I had a big interest in was becoming a producer.
Right.
Because when it comes to the show, like I handle everything. Like I pick the songs, which people are starting to call emo songs. I'll pick better songs if I have to. But we the band that we play the music from, we got their permission. We didn't just select a random band and okay, we're gonna play their music. No. I went and got their permission. Like the background, everything that you see on the podcast, like it's little things here and there that I've learned. The microphone, the sound quality is much, much better now than it was in the beginning, like the early dark ages of our podcast. And like people don't realize, like, oh, why do you have the filter on the mic and then your little like the pop filter? I'm like, it's because if I'm breathing, it won't like really pick up on the microphone, like unless I breathe like really hard into the mic, it won't pick it up. Like but also like sound quality, cues, transitions. Like, you know, it's a lot of work, but it's something I really enjoy.
When did you first start this podcast? When was the first one?
The first one, the first one. So the first one was in 2016, I believe, the beginning of the year. So the very first time I did a podcast, we did an announcement, and this is for everybody that's thinking about starting a podcast. The very first time I did my podcast, I recorded all my podcasts for like the first year on my phone, like with a microphone, with just a shitty microphone. And then I would just, like, my very first time I recorded myself, it was just like, hey, what's up? I'm Jesse Goku, and this is the Geeks.
You had no personality.
Yeah, check us out. We got another podcast coming on, and just, you know, check us out, and we'll see where we can go from there. And yeah, thanks for listening. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. So yeah, no, it was. I listened to it. And
Riveting.
I was like, oh no, it's so awful. And ever since then, I don't listen to any of our old podcasts. Like, I'll listen to some occasionally when I'm cleaning up, but the sound quality, just me hearing my own voice, it's just like, no.
Yeah, well, compare that first one to what it is now. I mean, you improve every week, I'm assuming, every day. There's something that you find that works and what doesn't work. And the next time it's a little bit better, and it's a little bit better.
Oh, absolutely. Like, even my co-host here, like, they've gone from night and day too. Like, when Sonic and Jace first joined, they were like, yeah.
Sure.
I was always professional and top of my game.
No, you were much more serious. You looked like you had a stick up your butt.
My couch was uncomfortable.
No, it is really hard. It's hard to find who you are and what that personality is, how you can gel with the other guys without being overbearing or anything like that. And you still find those kinds of you need, you know, mesh. Each time it gets a little bit better. Each time you kind of know what you can do and what you're good at and all that other stuff. You keep doing it. And before you know it, you're professional.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I completely agree. Practice makes perfect. And just for, like, some of the people listening, you know, when you start, you just got to keep doing it and keep going. It takes
Absolutely.
years. It takes years for, like, for us, I guess it just came a little easier because we would go to anime cons and conventions, and we would host panels, and I've always been in front of crowds, and I've always been outgoing and obnoxious and loud, and I was always advertising the channel. But we did take a 2-year break. We did take a 2-year break from the podcast because my ex was pregnant and we were together. So I decided to just focus on, like, I was going to focus on starting my family. But then, you know, we became single parents because some disagreements. And then 2020 hit. Like, as soon as we broke up, like, a few months later, 2020 happens. And it was just like, I felt like it was the right time to bring the podcast back. And we were audio only with, like, a short background. But, like the co-hosts here aren't the original co-hosts from the very first podcast. The podcast has taken on different co-hosts. Like, sometimes it just didn't work with certain people, or some people just weren't that committed. And so we've had the same guys and girl here for like 3 months now. It's been about 3 months. And the crazy thing about us,
Has it really been only 3?
it's been 3 months with them at least.
Oh, okay.
Really? Only 3? Wow.
Right. Because, well, the thing is, we started going through co-hosts because some people don't like the way we run. We're very unorthodox. We don't have a script. We don't have, like, a timeline. We don't have, like, a table of contents that we stick to, like a certain subject that we try to stick to. Like, we're always all over the place. We're live. You can see the comments. Like, you know, it's very, like, what we're doing is very uncommon for podcasts. Especially, we're a daily podcast. We are Monday through Friday. Like, we go through a whole month's worth of content in a week. Because most podcasts are only weekly. So it's very unheard of to be daily. Man, what's with them dogs?
That's my dogs.
Okay.
Get used to it. They're going to be barking all through this whole thing.
I was about to start blaming SJ over there. I'm like, what is up with...
That's my dogs.
I don't have dogs. I have a cat. She's quiet. Leave her
Why
out
does
of
your
this.
dog sound like a cat?
There's a Mexican
Why does
commercial.
your cat sound like a dog?
There's a Mexican commercial where this
Yeah.
burglar is breaking in, and the dog's just laying there, and the cat sees the burglar, and the cat's like arf, and the burglar he barks, the cat barks like a dog, and the burglar runs away, and the announcer's like, if this cat can learn how to speak dog, then you can learn English. Inglés sin barrera. It's fucking hilarious. I laughed. It was in Mexico. But because so you say the industry, so is that like the more proper way of saying, like, instead of acting, like more like the industry?
Yeah, let's. We going back to the acting thing, because I think that's what everybody's sort of interested in, unless they are cinephiles, and then they're interested in the post production and who the film editors are and things like that. But going back to the animation days, which, quite frankly, it was just a part of what I did. I did stage, I did theater. I mean, I did TV, I did film, and I did animation. I mean, that's what most actors do. We do what we can get to pay the rent. And I was very successful in terms of doing all of that. And part of my career was animation. And I kind of got into it not because I was really interested in it. I just did it because I thought it would be a good way to make some money, and you didn't have to work very hard. and it ended up being that way. And my first gig was The Incredible Hulk. And this was back in Jesus.
The one with Lou Ferrigno?
No, and this is the first animation gig.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
First animation gig was I think it was 19 early. It was in the 80s.
Okay.
It was in the
80s.
80s. Anyway, and it was the Incredible Hulk TV show, a Saturday morning TV show with Michael Bell and I can't remember all the names, but it was this incredible cast of characters. That was my first time working with a bunch of actors who primarily did voiceover. And that was, I had worked a lot of television and things and a lot of theater. I worked with some of the best actors ever. As soon as I did that one episode, I did in 13 episodes of The Incredible Hulk, that one episode, I was working with the finest actors anywhere on the planet. These guys were amazing. I mean, they were just amazing. Bob Holt, Pat Fraley, all these incredible actors. And it was like my mouth was on the floor for the 13 weeks that I was working with them. They were the funniest people. They're incredible improvisers, which you have to be when you get into voiceover animation. And voiceover, you have to be able to be very, very good at improvising, not just sticking to the script. And these people were just extraordinary. And then that followed all the cartoons that I did were the same people, the same extraordinary people. All of them should have been movie stars, but they had the golden handcuffs. They got stuck in this very lucrative animation thing, and they made a very, very good living. And they could have been some of the finest actors that you've ever seen on screen, and they just found their home behind the microphone. So it was but to this day, I'm in awe of these people. These people were just incredible. They're some of the finest actors you'll ever see. It's so difficult to put all that personality behind, just in your voice, and to come up with that character. And also, I always found what was really cool. Some would sit down, some would stand up. But yet you get the same incredible performance. I was always a stand-up guy. I could never sit down, but most of the people sat down. So everybody there'd be this long line of 12 chairs, and it'd be 11 chairs, everybody sitting down, and I would be the one standing up. I can't perform sitting down.
All right.
I'm doing all this kind of stuff with all this.
You know what though? You know who's another voice actor that also stood when they did their lines, and he's considered like a legend, Mark Hamill.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I did a bunch of Spider-Man cartoons and
Yeah,
and
you
Mark,
did.
and Mark Hamill came in and did like a guest spot or something on some, I don't know what it was, but I think I think he did stand up. I mean, a lot of the people sat down, but I was a stand-up guy. I couldn't do it. And it had nothing to do with the diaphragm or anything like that. It was just
a fidget.
I
You got
felt more
That was just your
comfortable.
thing. Yeah.
I had to be moving around, and that really screwed up the sound engineer because I'm doing this kind of stuff, and you can't do that. And so finally, you learn a little bit of technique, and
There you go.
but I was never as good as the best of those guys. Those guys were just extraordinary.
Right.
And,
So just for our commenters, yes, Mr. Horton was in the 90s Spider-Man animated series that he was John Jameson.
Right. John Jameson. And I was only reminded of this when I did that Transformers thing with you, Rachel.
Yeah.
Somebody, the writer of that show came up to me and you said, "You remember you did this?" And I go, "I was John Jameson on Spider-Man? Oh, that's so cool." I didn't remember that, but he had showed up at that convention.
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
That's awesome.
And by the way, that was the first convention that I did. And that was so much fun because I met so many great people. It was just
So you're going to come back again, right?
I would love to, tell the world. I would love to do this.
That's
kind
right.
Of stuff.
So we'll try to get him for Geeks 5 EverCon.
There you go.
If you ever do one of those things, I would love to do that because it is fun.
There-
And you know how important you were to that little segment of society at that time. You meant a great deal. You know how good that feels?
Mm-hmm.
That's really great. And so, I'd love to be a part of that.
No, I can only imagine. I can only imagine how it feels like just the electricity just from the audience alone. Just like some people get goosebumps, especially like it's so amazing. Inyu Smasha says, "I like the Geeks 5 Ever logo in the style of AEW." And Geeks 5 EverCon coming. No, the reason why we brought up the Geeks 5 EverCon is because a lot of our community members are like, there should be a G5 Econ. There should be a G5 Econ. And I'm like, I don't really have the money. We might do a Kickstarter in the future, but we do.
Yeah.
We are planning something for 2022. If that makes you all feel better.
Yeah, well, hopefully this whole thing will be over by 2022, and then we'll be able to,
Knock on wood.
Meet and greet each other and hug each other again.
That'd be great.
I think because we all need a hug, don't we?
Oh,
So-
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So just real quick. Okay, I'm gonna bring it up right now. I have a meme that I want to share with everybody that watches the podcast. It's very important. It sends a very good public message.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because people need to know the truth. People need to know.
Bears are not fake.
No, and it's not about fucking bears.
Bears are fake.
It's not about bears. It's that Dr. Seuss book cover that I sent y'all earlier today.
Oh,
You
yeah.
haven't seen it.
Put a mask on.
Hold on, damn it, internet's being weird. Too much of my data being used at once.
Damn it, John Lee.
I'm you, John.
Okay, I do have a question for our co-host.
That's us.
Okay, who decided that the word of the day was going to be falafel?
Probably
It's always
Jace.
me. I'm the only one who comes up with it.
How did you know?
No, the only reason why I mentioned it because somebody in the comments said something.
Yeah.
I tried
you
to
said it
delete
earlier.
it, but
Like, yeah.
Like does the Mexican even know what a falafel is? I'm like, what the fuck is a falafel?
Delicious.
I did it because it's on Super Juice shirt. And
I was going to say, how
perhaps this
quickly
could
did you
come
do
up.
this?
This was.
I do it as soon as we start.
You'd be amazed
the
at how
broadcast I
fast
come
we
up on.
move.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we're very productive
I'm
that
kind of
way.
slow.
All right, here we go. This is a
What?
public service announcement. We're going to transition.
Oh,
Today's podcast is brought to you by the Dr. Seuss book called Things I Will Put Up Your Ass If You Don't Put on That Fucking Mask.
Jeez.
And it's a foot.
So you can get in a lot of trouble being a Texas boy for saying that.
I already get into a lot of trouble based on the shit that I already do.
So yeah, so if you're on our page, our Facebook page, you can see the comments and I know I sent you.
Oh,
the,
I'm not on it, so
Yeah.
I don't
No.
see
If
it.
you want to be, I sent you the link like a couple of weeks ago when we
So
were
it's
first
the
talking
chat.
about this.
The chat is not on the Zoom chat. It's on the
No.
Facebook.
No,
page.
no,
Oh,
no. So we are streaming live on
Yeah.
YouTube, Facebook,
Okay.
and Twitch at the same time. And so the chat goes through Restream, and Restream will send it to me, and
Right.
I can share it on the podcast, but I can't share it on the Zoom. We've tried to do that. Unfortunately, I can't have the webcam.
Yeah,
and
I had
the
that same issue. I because of what I do
Mhm.
now, even though I'm kind of changing, I've done a few webinars while this whole COVID thing is going on.
Mhm.
Because normally my whole deal is networking, face to face kind of thing, and which works much better than these
There you
virtual things. I mean, it's nice to have these virtual things and to meet friends but it's not the same as shaking your hand and meeting face to face and saying, "Hi, my name is," and that's
Right.
So I've done a few of the webinars, and we put the chat in the Zoom thing because I couldn't get the Facebook thing to work. And anyway, long story short, I hate doing these virtual webinars, and I don't want to do them anymore. So I'm going to just wait until we can get back to doing these face-to-face events, these live theater events where people can meet each other and talk to each other and learn from each other. And I'll let everybody else do the education webinars, which they do very well.
There you go.
And there's a lot to learn out there, but I wish I hope, and I can't wait to get back to touching each other.
Hey.
So Booty Warrior or Danny in the comment section is saying, "My apologies,
you, boy.
Mr. Horton, if I was being a hornball laughing."
You
No
missed the
problem.
comments like 3 minutes.
You
It
haven't.
was like
there's
5
a
minutes
good,
ago.
There's probably a good reason why you can't see the comments. He's been hitting on you the entire podcast.
Yeah.
Well, I wish I could see you, but I rather look at the Mexican anyways. A lot of people look at it.
I come with tacos and
Yeah.
I come with tacos and lawn care.
Yeah.
That's a real selling point right there.
I love this is not politically correct.
No.
Okay, so I used to drive for Uber.
Okay. Oh,
And I-
really?
and I would get I would get some
Starting off strong.
very
I
horrible.
love that Rachel is just so embarrassed at everything that you say.
Not embarrassed, just like I've heard it 1,000 times already.
No,
It's like,
I'm
really?
just sharing. Damn.
There's some
I know,
Uber
go.
stories I'm sure we haven't.
Like, you want me to
This
start
is
sharing
true.
the
There's-
story?
Oh, there, I love that.
Go-
Oh, put
go on,
that
go
back on. Put that
Almost-
Dr. Zeus book
Yeah.
cover back on.
Yeah, that's the one we share with everybody.
Yeah, that's it. The things I will
Oh,
put
I
up
love
your ass.
that. That's
I will
awesome.
put my foot. I will things I will put up your ass if you don't put on that fucking mask.
That's great.
So like the reason. Look, okay,
Green
look. I know I
writing, so
keep
it's
sharing the
smoking
same
stuff.
stories a lot.
By the
but
way,
if you want
I
me
got
to-
a story. I met him.
Tell.
I met him
Zeus?
down in La Jolla.
Really?
Dr. Zeus. I did. I went to school down in San Diego in the 1970s, and and it was complete one of these bump into kind of things. Because that's where he lived. He lived down in La Jolla, and I actually bumped into him, met him,
Look,
and shook his hand and talked to him for about 3 seconds. Said something stupid I can't remember, and it was exciting, and that's my celebrity meet greet
There you go.
story. So,
Story of my life.
yeah.
when you said La Jolla, is that right? You said La Jolla.
Yeah, La Jolla, it's north of San Diego.
I automatically heard Guadalajara, and I'm like, what?
Completely different.
Well, when you're a white guy in San Diego, you call it La Jolla.
La Jolla?
Yeah, La Jolla.
Mexican.
There you go.
Well, no. Okay, so the Uber thing, I've driven for Uber, and I did that for a year and a half, and I picked up some people that have said some god awful things. They have said some of the most horrible things in the world, some very offensive things, and every time they would make like a Mexican joke, they would look at me and be like, "Oh man, we're so sorry. We didn't mean to offend you." And at that point, I just didn't give like. Prior to Ubering, I never gave a shit, and Ubering, I still didn't give a shit. So I'm like, it's fine, dude. Look, I'm too brown and poor to give a fuck.
Wow. I mean, what part of Texas you live in?
I live in Houston.
You live in Houston?
Yes.
Wow. You're getting that shit? That's terrible.
Oh yeah, no. In Houston, it's kind of it's kind of bad because people when they're drunk and they're in an Uber,
Well, that's
they don't
true.
have to. They kind of like let
Yeah.
themselves. Like
Well,
their
they
real
they
self-
do this. They do the same thing in Los Angeles.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter. It's a big city and people are drunk. Doesn't matter where you are.
Mhm.
Yep.
So,
And
well, we're all sorry about that. We apologize
For what?
Oh.
all these people saying bad things to you.
I've heard worse from family.
Okay.
True.
No, but like the thing is,
They know what really
I know,
hurts.
I know. SJ's tired of the stories. Oh, I hear the stories all the time.
Yay.
Either I
It's your
share
show.
these stories with our guests, or I start telling the ones that involve running trains and orgies.
Really? Wow.
Because those happen
Depending
too.
on the guest.
Those happen. I go to Comic Cons. They happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's usually the same girl too.
By the way, you guys do cosplay?
Yes.
I know
Yes.
Rachel probably does.
Yes.
Yes.
You do.
Rachel,
All of you?
never talks about her cosplay though.
No. She has.
Oh, you don't need to talk about it because I'm sure you talked about it a million times
Oh,
before.
you have
Just a
talked
question.
about.
I'm working on improving my Transformers cosplays. You didn't see any when we met because it was just really short notice and I just didn't do anything. I just dressed up as a geek. But most of my Transformers cosplays are actually like, what would the Transformers look like if they were me? So that's
seen
what
that
I.
one?
So that's what I do.
One of them is
but
you're in a cop uniform and you look like you just got back from filming the all-female version of Macho Man.
That's good. I love that.
Yeah, that's me. That's my barricade outfit. But yeah, I am slowly working on like building an actual costume. So I
Sorry,
can't say when
I'm
that's
not laughing
happening.
at you. I'm laughing at the stupid comments.
It's Booty Warrior.
It's Booty Warrior.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to ignore him. Like, stop, boy. I
You're
love
the
you,
only,
but stop.
you're the only female. You're going to get a lot of shit from all these guys.
Oh no, no,
Not
no!
talking
They're
about
talking to
you.
you.
No,
They're talking about
Booty
you.
Warrior is very flamboyantly gay.
Booty Warrior?
Yeah, we
That's
call him
why
Booty
we
Warrior
call him Booty Warrior.
because he's a warrior for booty.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was like, "Is Mr. Horton single? Because he's kind of hella cute."
Yeah,
And
he's
it's like,
calling you a
I'm not gonna
bear
say
and-
it.
He's over here.
Oh, you
hitting
know
on
what?
you.
This is my pandemic beard. This is the first time I've ever had a beard.
Looks
in my
good.
entire
I
life.
like it.
And
Quality.
it's really it's hard to get used to me because I'm looking at myself and I don't recognize myself. It's very weird. And so the only time I had a beard was for about a week when I did this movie called Dances with Wolves, which I got cut out of. But I had a beard back in 1990, and that was it. And the only reason I remember that is because I've been scanning all my photos.
Mhm.
And in case I have a wildfire here and we burn up, and so I have all my photos on a hard drive, and I'm looking at all those photos, and I'm going, "Oh my God, I had a beard," and so I decided to do it again just to be pandemic
Ready.
ready.
Yeah.
I should take a picture of it. At least a selfie. In fact, I'll do that right now. As long as I'm thinking
There
about
you go.
it. I'm going to take a picture of my beard. And
Before it goes away.
no, yeah,
yeah, get a picture of it.
before it goes away.
Just real quick, SJ, Pachinko's
Don't.
throwing shade at you.
I know. I read it. I'm like, trying to ignore him. We're not
What did
friends anymore.
What did SJ say? All right, I just got my beard.
There
Pachinko
you go.
says SJ's always gets tired of hearing these stories about Goku fighting, but we always hear stories about Transformers in the podcast.
You both get to talk about your guys' hobbies.
This is true.
I don't get fighting is not a
Pachinko, we
hobby.
ain't friends no more. Pachinko,
Sounds
we
like a
ain't
hobby.
friends no more.
Damn, the honeymoon's over.
I wish I had a lot of good. The only good Transformers stories that I have was Peter Cullen and Frank Welker. I mean, I have all those
Tell.
good stories, but we all have those good stories because these guys were so fucking good and so funny and so amazing. And so every time that we would come and do a bit, and they would happen to be in there, and it would just be so much fun. Because Wally Burr, who was the director of all those episodes back there for all you Transformer geeks that know all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I met him
would be-
back in
yeah.
2013.
It would be, rehearsal
Mhm.
for, you would get paid for 4 hours. If you would go over 4 hours, you get paid overtime, and
Okay.
that was a SAG contract, and so these guys, the Peter Cullens and the Frank Welkers and stuff, they could only be in there for a certain amount of time before they'd have to run off and get another gig. They would be doing another cartoon. So we do a rehearsal, and then we would do the actual recording. And these guys, of course, would just be bang, 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 bang. But Wally Burr, who was the director, would not let you get 3 words out of a sentence before he would stop you and make you do it again. And that was just his trip. And you just knew that that was what he was going to do. So you had that way of working. And as an actor, you hated it, but you knew the director, that's the way it was going to work. So you just worked with it.
Right.
And but my God, these guys, oh Jesus, they were good, and they're still good.
They are still good.
Yeah.
Are there a few like particular moments that you remember like standing out that you were like, wow, this is great, like I wish I could be here all the time, or what did my agent sign me up for, or anything like that?
No, not really, because honest to God, I mean, I was used to doing television and film before I actually got into animation. But like I said before, once I got into animation, these guys are the best actors that I've ever worked with, ever. And they just got stuck in this golden handcuff thing that didn't get, and I'd done a few commercials with Frank Welker, because he does a lot of special effects voices. He doesn't just do voices, he does sounds. And he would be so funny. And I just remember he would go off and do 30 seconds worth of various sounds after special effects sounds. And there would be applause beyond the glass in the engineering room. And he would go, well, it was either that or college. It was that thing. It was just, these guys were just amazing and just good actors. It's not just doing the voice. And as you all know, anybody can do voices. All of you can do voices, and you all probably do voices, but it's doing the voice when somebody says action. And then it's like, and you're doing it in front of everybody else, and you're becoming the character and everything else. That's where the talent comes in. And it's not just a voice. It's what's the character behind the voice.
Right.
You have to develop an entire character behind that little microphone, behind that little pop filter. And that's what I learned, after that Incredible Hulk experience. It's not just doing the voice. It's just becoming that entire character right there and then, and with no rehearsal at all. It's just boom, you better do it and you better deliver. Otherwise you don't get a job, so.
Right.
And these guys did. So I was very lucky. I was very fortunate to do so many, decent cartoons, but I was never in the league that those guys were.
Well, I mean, just being like, even if you don't have like a lead, like a marquee role, like in the in a cartoon or animated series, it's still not like a big deal, because there's a lot of voice actors, aspiring voice actors. There's a lot of people, especially now, like with the rise of Comic Cons and anime conventions, more and more people want to get into voice acting, and like they've asked this question 100 times. We always ask people in the industry this question whenever they come on as a guest. Like, and they've asked people in the industry at the convention. It's always the same question: how do you get into the industry? They've asked people like Johnny Young Bosch, who played in different anime. He was also in Power Rangers. They've asked people like Jason David Frank, who was also in Power Rangers. They asked some anime actors like Kyle Haber, Christopher Sabat, Sean Schemmel. People have even asked Gary Clark. Gary Chalk. I'm sorry. I'm so used to the Clark thing. So it's just like, and like some of the things that they had said, like, when you want to get into the industry, don't get into voice acting. They always say become an actor, but there are people that are just dead set on becoming voice actors, and they want to try to get into voice acting. And with so many fan projects nowadays, like Sonic over here, he's an aspiring voice actor. He actually has several projects that he's a part of.
I think if you're really honestly passionate about voice acting, first of all, get into acting, not just voice acting.
Right.
It's just improvisation is a huge part of that. So take improvisational classes. And everything with COVID right now makes it a little bit more difficult.
Right. I think but also for those not just voice would that also apply to those who just want to be like voiceover in general, like reading like a commercial, for example?
Yeah, well, I did tons of commercials. I mean, I did the whole thing. I mean, it's not just animation. It's voice acting, and it's commercials is voice acting. It's the same as animation. You're a character. You develop a character, and you're an announcer. I didn't have an announcer voice, so I didn't do those kinds of commercials, but. I did all that stuff, and but you don't decide I want to be a voice actor. I mean, you were an actor,
right?
And so that's exactly how you need to approach the whole thing, and also you need to be where the work is,
right?
So
and that's what
if you're in Houston, Texas, it's not necessarily where the work is.
Now, Houston, Texas is great if you want to be a rapper or you want to be in a rock band. Like we are, when it comes to Houston, we have one of the largest music independent industries.
Yeah, I know. I've heard of that. And it's that's awesome.
But like the reason.
So if you're a musician, wonderful.
There's several voice actors. We met the voice actor who played a character in an anime called Naruto, and the character she had played was known as Hinata. And she said the same thing you said. It's better to get it. And Johnny Young Bosch, who played Adam in Power Rangers, and he plays the lead in like different animes like Bleach.
Was Hinata? Was that Stephanie Shea?
Yeah. Yes, it was. Mm-hmm. It was a Delta, and every voice actor we've ever met has said the same thing. It's better to get into acting, and that will lead into voice acting.
Yeah.
But there are some, and that's actually scared away some people, like because they are dead set on just being voice acting. Oh, I don't want to be in front of a camera, and I've encouraged people like, hey, if you really want to like practice improv, like go on a podcast, because podcasting is all improv. It is 100%, like at least our show is like it is 100% improv.
Yeah,
we're a great example.
Right,
we're pretty much a definitive example.
Like because a lot of I did stand-up comedy like 3 times. And so that's why I'm always like quick, like I'm always quick with the jokes, or I'm always quick to throw myself under the bus or making fun of me or my past.
Well, every stand-up comic has those same stories. The early days are really tough, and they completely bombed, but they kept it up and kept it up, mm-hmm. and learned from it, and got a little bit better. And listen, if you're talented, people are going to find you. Mm-hmm. It really is that simple. Mm-hmm. It's that simple. I mean, there's a lot of talented people that have never been found, but if you put yourself out there and you're talented, they will find you.
For some people,
that sounds scary.
For some people that are very talented, sometimes it just takes like a boost from somebody else. Like,
sure.
For me,
it's called networking.
Yeah. Before I started podcasting, I had applied for a job as a telemarketer for this Christian company where we would call and ask people to donate to the cause.
I love it.
And the guy that I interviewed, he's like, dude, I want you to come work for me. I'm like, okay, why? Because you have a really good voice, and I really love your voice, and like, dude, your voice is so great. You were just made for this kind of job. Like, you have the voice for radio. And I'm like, thank you, I guess. I don't know. And then my friend, he's a minister, and he wanted me to get more involved with our church. He's like, dude, you could become a minister. You can become like a motivation. Like you have a lot of charisma, and people will listen to you talk. Like it doesn't matter whether they agree with you or not. They will at least listen to you and then make their judgment after they have heard you spoke.
Yeah.
And he's like, he really wanted me to get involved with the church because I had like a natural charisma. I'm like, no, that's not really my thing either. Like, I don't like talking about religion because I don't like forcing my religious beliefs on others. But then it was after I heard that from so many people, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to start a podcast. And my very first podcast show that I ever did, I fucking sucked. The very first time I did stand-up comedy in front of a crowd, I choked. I'm not going to lie. I choked.
Of course.
But once you do it, once you get yourself out there, once you start learning, because it's not just about talent, it's about improvement and adaptation.
Right.
You have to learn. Like, I've had shows where we had a 10-year-old just show up and start like making jokes and trolling. So me and the 10-year-old are going back and forth where I'm making jokes at them, they're making jokes at me. I'm like, man, I didn't know daycare let out this early. Oh, and they're like, oh, when I was younger. I'm like, when was that? 5 minutes ago? So we were making jokes. I'm like, where's your mom? I'm not a daycare. This isn't McDonald's. There's no playpen here. So we're going back and forth. We said actually more offensive jokes. I just don't remember what they were. But people were laughing so much, they thought it was choreographed. But it was just me and this kid. And this kid had a natural talent. Like, we were both going back and forth without skipping a beat. Like, it was natural.
It just happened on the fly.
It did. It happened on the fly, and the insults were made on the fly.
Everybody has a little bit of talent. Somebody had much more talent, but those of which much more talent need to work on that still. And there is an athlete out there that has incredible talent that does not work and work and work and work to get better and better and better. There isn't a good actor out there that doesn't work and work and work to get better and better and better. And it is practice and practice and practice. And you just can't rest on your talent, or some do, but eventually it's just not going to last. You got to keep working at it, and you got to take it seriously. And it is a business, and it is a business first. And we can have fun here. We can drink beers. We can drink a little bit of wine. And,
you told us what it was.
Yeah. Yes. It's gone. Jesus, it's gone. So I'm starting to feel nervous. What am I going to say now? And but if you're really serious about what you're doing right here, if you're really passionate about what you're doing right now, keep it going, keep improving it.
Right.
Say, just find that little niche that nobody else has got, and that niche is probably your personalities. And bring people on that gel with you.
Yeah.
The comment section is saying that Jace does a very good drunk Scottish, old lady, and Trump impersonations.
Nice in the comments.
That's in the comments. Booty Warrior says, does singing help with improv?
What's that?
Does singing help with improv?
Oh, sure. Gosh, yes.
Karaoke does.
Yeah, I tell you what, if you can sing, that really helps with voiceover. I mean, some of the best voiceover artists that are singers. Rob Paulson.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes,
He's a singer.
Yep.
All those guys are singers. Yeah, they're amazing. I mean, those guys they're born. I mean, like, again, there's that talent. Rob could have been he could have been a big TV star. No, he gets caught up in that animation thing. And not to say that he's made a good living. He has, but he's got that talent, and it was found.
We've talked a lot about animation. We talked a lot about voice acting, but let's talk about something that our audience could actually appreciate. I feel like this needs to be brought up. You were in Star Trek.
Yes.
You were in Star Trek.
I keep forgetting that. I'm going, wait a minute, I'm talking to you nerds and stuff. We got to talk about Star Trek.
Okay, just for the
We haven't brought up space once today.
We haven't brought up space, and you were in Star Trek. I'm actually not that big of a fan of Star Trek. Maybe.
Oh, really?
I'm not.
Me neither.
You know what? Because I do this for the last 20 years. I've been doing this post-production thing. You know what everybody has in common who do post-production and who got into this whole post-production world? They're all Star Trek fans.
Oh, cool.
They're all Star Trek fans. They're all Star Wars and Star Trek fans to the nth degree. I've never been, that big a fan. I've done 2 Star Trek movies and Star Trek Voyager, and it was not that big a deal to me. But when people I talk to say I've done that, it's like, oh my God, you've done this. This is incredible. And it was never that incredible to me, but it is to them. And I can understand how important that is, when you're a fan. When you're
I always liked the production of Star Trek.
Deal.
Yeah.
I really think that there are 2 things about Star Trek that I really believe. despite not liking, I think that it was, when it came out, it was just the right time, but at the same time, it was so ahead of its time. Like, it could have, like, if they had a chance to ever remake Star Trek now, people would not appreciate it because it's not the same actors, but I feel like the stories could be so much more impactful now. But, you know, people are like, oh, you can't change the actors because it ruins the...
Yeah.
But
I mean, they've
growing up,
rebooted. They've done different versions of the
right, but
original
they've
Star Trek
never
before.
like taken off like Star Trek did.
You know,
No.
When I did the Star Trek First Contact, quite frankly, that's a good movie. It's a really good movie. And if you're a Star Trek fan, that's one of your favorite movies. The next one I did was Star Trek Insurrection.
Yes.
Not as good of a movie. It was an okay movie. It was fine. But Star Trek First Contact, that's a good movie. And so if you haven't seen that one, or if you kind of want to get into this whole Star Trek realm, that's a good movie to watch. And
Has there ever been a situation to where you're watching it and you just kind of forgot you were in there, and then you see yourself like, oh shit, there's me?
No, I haven't.
in
No,
there?
because I haven't. You know, like you talk to most actors, they're not going to sit there and watch themselves. I haven't seen stuff that I've done forever.
Thank you. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Like, I don't watch anything that I've been in. Like, I don't watch any of the old podcasts.
Yeah, if I'm clicking channels and there's something, I'm not going to watch it. And so I haven't seen a Star Trek movie in 20, 30 years.
I mean, well, I mean, it'd be kind of weird, right? It's like watching a home movie. Like, oh.
Well, it is. All you watch is like, oh my God, what am I doing? It's like, this sucks. I'm horrible. It's the worst acting job ever. It's like, and that's all you're watching. That's why actors will never watch themselves. Especially
the opposite. I like watching our podcast and stuff because I want to see what I did wrong.
That's, I think that's, it's a really good idea, because towards the end of my career, we finally got, video cameras where we would do the scene, then we come back and watch it. And then, okay, now I know where I made my mistake. But then a lot of directors say, no, we're not going to do this anymore, because every actor says, no, I can do this better. I can do this better.
Right.
So they wouldn't let you watch it anymore. But once we got video cameras in, and if you could watch it, you would. And, but as far as the finished product, no, it's done. I don't want to watch it anymore. So it's done.
All right. To answer the question that Booty Were asked, what was Insurrection about? Go watch it, and it's not about people. It's not about people inserting stuff.
No, again, because I haven't watched it forever. All I remember is that First Contact, if any of you out there, is really good. I can't remember what Insurrection was about. All I know is it wasn't very good.
It's about space.
Yeah, it's about space, and it's about Star Trek-y stuff.
Yep. But we technically were talking about it because the Transformers did come from space. So you had like a tiny segue in there.
That's probably
touche.
I remember Voyager. And the only reason I remember Voyager really well is because I got to beam up.
Cool.
Do you know who else came from space?
Oh, stop it.
Oh, wow.
I got a ton of Dragon Ball Z stuff in the back.
They give you, when you beam up on one of those Star Trek episodes, like the Voyager episodes, they actually give you a little badge.
Oh, cool.
Neat. Like a first flight badge?
Yeah, in the little scene where I beamed up, they cut it out.
Oh.
Yeah, so that sucked.
The beaming up is just like a fade green screen with glitter and light, right?
Yeah, all you do is you get into the little pod and you stand still. They go, okay, get out. And then they lock on the thing, and then they put the later in post-production. So that's beaming up. But it's really cool, because if you're a Star Trek fan, you got to beam up, and that's a pretty neat thing.
So pretty cool. It's like a nice tip on the hat.
Do you believe that? So there's a theory about the whole beaming up, is that the ray kind of kills you, clones you and recreates you on a cellular level. That's why the doctor from the show never did it.
Oh, okay.
Do you think there's any credibility?
Again, I'm not this huge Star Trek fan.
I only know about that because somebody had brought it up. And me being who I am, like, oh, fucking hell. I didn't watch Star Trek.
I believe it.
They did when in Star Trek, both Insurrection and First Contact, when the ship would be hit by some sort of whatever laser beam thing, the actual camera was on this unit where it would go boom 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 boom. That's how the effect was. It wasn't CGI. It was they would just move the camera. So you're going.
We have
and you go. This simple. It was like that's all you do is just move the camera.
We'll fix it in post.
Yeah, it's all that is.
One of the commenters, they have a statement. They have a question for you. It's actually really stupid. I wouldn't address it. But they're saying,
right.
Mr. Horton, do you know who else is? Do you know who's also from space? Transfomers, SJ, her persona from Cybertron.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. I like that.
There, we addressed your comment.
Because
Rachel's so cute.
So
Thank you.
We've had a few guests because thanks to SJ, because y'all were at BotCon or MechaCon
TFCon.
or TGI Fridays Con.
I'd go there. Fridays were lit.
That's a con.
I would go that. I would go to the TGIF Fridays Con.
Some jalapeno poppers.
So it's always like Transformers this. So we had Gary Chalk here. He was in Transformers. He was in Transformers, Beast Wars, and Beast Machines, and he played Optimus Primal. And but I'm like, oh, another Transformer. But I'm like, holy crap! And then she said, oh, but he was also in Sonic Underground, and me and Sonic both looked up like, what?
No, I told y'all about that.
Oh, you told me that. And I looked up because I've seen Sonic Underground.
I told you he also did some actual TV stuff.
You
so he
didn't
was
say what, though, so we had to look it up.
Yes, I did.
No, but for Mr.
You just don't remember.
Okay.
You weren't listening and you don't remember.
I've taken too many.
This is how it's like
head
sometimes.
injuries.
Don't
I'm
worry.
sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
No,
So,
for real, you know how many concussions have I had?
If you'd quit fighting porta potties, you'd remember.
I'm trying. I'm going to the Stop Fighting Porta Potties Anonymous meetings.
Porta potty fighting PPF.
Yeah, there's stories
Whatever.
to that too. But
PPFA.
so when we knew that you were coming on, they were like, because I like to make jokes. Like for Gary Chalk, I said Chalk Zone, and we had what's
Frank Todaro.
Frank Todaro was
Frank
a pretty
Todaro,
good
but I kept
series.
calling him Frank Tostinos or Frank Tostadas or Frank
Taquito.
Tortas or something.
Did you meet Frank when we were all at TFCon, Michael?
TGI Fridays.
What's that?
Did you meet Frank when we were at TFCon last year?
Did I meet Frank?
Yeah, Todaro. He was trying to remember. I don't even remember what you guys
He kind of looks like Johnny Depp.
a little bit.
I probably would have remembered that. I did 21. I did 21 Jump Street, by the way.
Hey.
You look like an older
you
Johnny
did.
Depp, not the
Was an
younger
actor.
Johnny Depp.
Yes,
you
you
did.
I was,
Yes,
was
you
an,
did.
I was an actor, and I did 21 Jump Street, and of course that was when Johnny Depp was on it, and we did it in Vancouver, Canada. And one of my friends was also on that TV show, and of course we were making fun of Johnny because he was absolutely the most beautiful man you've ever seen in your life, and we would make fun
Sonic
of
disappeared.
and he was very sweet, but he was very, very shy, and it was hard to make fun of him because he was so shy. But he was a very, very pretty man. So
And he wouldn't stop.
no, he was very nice. He was just very pretty, so pretty. It was like, oh God.
Okay. Show us on the doll where he touched you.
Yeah, if I was gay, I would have had him. But I wasn't. So, but he was very pretty.
I've already I'm straight, but I'm very secure with my sexuality that I've already told everyone. Look, if I had to go gay for anyone in the world,
Yeah, it would be Johnny Depp.
well, not Johnny Depp, not for me. For me, it'd be The Rock.
There you go.
Oh, really? It would be
He'd
Brad.
hold you close.
It'd be Brad Pitt for me.
Like
Oh.
Ryan Reynolds.
Well, because,
Ryan
like-
Reynolds is my man.
Like it's not just about looks; it's also about their personality and their who they are as an individual. Like
Really?
Like The Rock.
But
is
looks
very
are
humble.
a part.
The Rock is very humble. He donates to charities, and the first thing he did when he started making money was buy his mother a house. So as soon as he started making big, he took care of his
rappers
mom.
do that too. So
Right. So I can appreciate that. So as a human being, he's very
Okay.
beautiful in a sense.
I have a quick statement
he's
about
very
The Rock
humble
today.
and he's very when you have these big time celebrities, it's very heartbreaking to hear all these horrible things that they have done in their private lives. But there's always like a handful of celebrities that are like you feel like they're God's gift to the world. Like Keanu Reeves is like one of them that I really, really look up to, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's definitely another one that I look up to. Like The Rock's never, and then like one of my favorite wrestlers of all time is who I have based my personality off of. Eddie Guerrero. I don't know if you ever heard of him. His wrestler motto was lying, cheating, and stealing.
Took that one to heart.
I did take that one to heart.
Your mother must be very proud.
Busting that door. Did you tell them that joke again?
No, so you missed. So Wednesday, like whenever we don't have a, I like to make people laugh and smile and feel good. So whenever we don't have a subject, whenever we have a guest and they cancel, or if we don't or it's been a slow news day, like when we have, because we don't really talk about politics and we don't really talk about religion. So whenever there's not enough to talk about in the geek community, like, fuck, what are we talking about today, man? So the other day, Wednesday, I put, never receive a hand job from a cactus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll talk about that.
Well, we did for 45 minutes.
I posted that as
Really?
a joke, and people were curious, like, so what's this about a cactus, you say? I'm like, in my defense, the cactus was very persuasive.
Fabricated an elaborate
Well,
story.
listen, if that's your niche and if it works, then keep it up. But it's,
We don't kink shame. We do question it, though.
We do question. We even had a podcast dedicated to kinks, and it was
Cactus
SJ.
hand jobs did not come up, though.
No, they did not. But the whole podcast was dedicated to SJ and like Booty Warrior and Gabby, who were on the podcast. So we talked about SJ's kinks. Throwing you under the bus.
Again.
I need light on this.
Like, who do you think is, like, if we ever go to a con as guests, who do you think people are going to want autographs from? Us or you, who has boobs?
I don't know.
Look, when we go to a con as a guest and we have to sign autographs, please wear a low-cut shirt.
Deal.
I didn't get a. Next time I see Rachel, I'll get an autograph from her.
Yeah.
Aw,
And then she's going to faint. We had to take her to the hospital.
probably.
She's going to faint, and then she's going to be like, and then she's going to whisper, like, ventriloquism. I need mouth to mouth.
Not from you.
I wouldn't give it to you anyway.
Kick her. I have a quick story for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, since you brought him up. His power went out in his illustrious mansion, but he had to get to the production for Shazam. No, sorry, Black Adam. So his power went out, and his electric steel gate wouldn't open. He tried to manually progress it past the point with like the manual hydraulics to push it. Didn't work, and he couldn't be late because he'd have hundreds of people waiting to work for him to work. So he ripped it out of its hydraulic system. He tore his steel gate out barehanded. And just threw it aside. I was like, and then he had, because it was going to take like an hour for them to get there to fix it.
Yeah.
He just ripped it out, bare hands.
Yo, act like that's like
That
that's.
is such a Rock thing to do.
But it's like, he posted it on his Instagram.
Oh,
He was
great!
like,
Yeah,
sorry,
great.
Had to get to work.
Great. When I ripped the door off of the hinges at a hotel, it's damn it, Goku, you're drunk. But when he ripped his gate open, it's like that's such a good guy.
He will pay to replace his gate.
Yeah.
I
It was
paid to
his
replace
gate.
the door
You were forced to pay due to a lawsuit.
due to the lawsuits. I didn't get sued. Couldn't find
But
me.
Didn't get that deposit back.
semi-related story to me fainting at a con. I've never done it before. I actually hope kind of never to do it. I don't know. But I've met Rob Paulson a couple of times. First time I met him was at a convention in San Antonio about 6 years ago. I got to meet all the Ninja Turtle voice actors.
Yeah.
And we were at the a panel. And I had asked them to say a specific line because I was binge watching the series again. And I was like, say this one line. I just got done with your episode on this. And they did it. And I literally like fell over.
Fake faint.
It's a fake faint. But I just fell over. I loved it so much. And Rob, and I got back up like immediately. But Rob was like, Rachel, you really got to come out of your shell. And I was like, got it. He's the sweetest.
He is a very nice guy. He's very well aware of his status in the fan community.
Oh yeah.
And tries to make everybody feel as comfortable as they possibly can.
Oh, absolutely.
And,
He's wonderful.
I'm a big fan. I mean, I've been a big fan of his ever since I first worked with him. And he's just an amazing talent, and he still is, especially with all he's gone through, and with the cancer, getting throat cancer of all things.
I know.
Being a voice actor.
That's
I mean,
like-
my God.
That's the most horrible thing.
I mean,
my
that's
legs.
just
I need my throat.
Yeah, that's just somebody slapping you in the face. Go, no, you're not going to be able to do what you do anymore.
Oh my
And
God.
but it's fine.
Did you
So-
put a picture? Did you put that damn bear picture of me on your stupid wall?
It's been up
No.
there for an hour.
What the fuck?
Where are you? You keep shuffling.
Take that one down. I look like I'm trying to join the Backstreet Boys. I look like a bear version of a Mexican Justin Bieber.
You're the
Make it
backstage
bigger so
hand.
Michael can see it.
You're the backstage.
I
hand
didn't
for the
see it.
Bearstein Bears.
Yeah, make it bigger so he can see
Show them.
it.
You know,
love
like I wanted to
cookies.
share something with y'all. I haven't shared the story. I've shared some of it, but there was a celebrity I met, like out of nowhere, and he's really cool as fuck. You might know him. His name is Sammy Hagar.
Sure.
He was at Kamikaze Con. God damn it, I hate that fucking picture. Take that shit off. I look like a brown Justin Bieber.
All
Take that
right,
shit
I'll
off.
take it off. There, I took it off.
Oh, I love that. That's great.
Yep.
I'll remember that.
So, like, we don't, like, I don't remember, but there was a band performing at Kamikaze Con, and the guitar, or the, I don't know if it was the guitarist or the lead singer, but they were related to him. They were like his nephew or his cousin or some shit like that. So he was in San Antonio doing a show, and he's like, oh, Houston's only a few hours away. Let me go visit my family. So he shows up at the con, starts performing on stage for free. We didn't pay him, but he starts performing. Next thing you know, we're doing shots with him. He's the coolest guy in the world. Fucking badass. It was great.
There you go.
That's also kind of how, like, I met Alice in Chains in a very similar way, but not the same way. Every
Seattle
time,
band.
every time I go to a bar, I always meet a celebrity, and I don't realize that they are that celebrity. When I met Alice in Chains, I didn't know it was them until after they got announced on stage.
Your
That's where I'm from, Seattle.
Oh, cool.
That's where Alice in Chains is from, for those of you who do not know.
When I
I
met
didn't
them, they
know.
were buying me drinks because I was dressed up in because when I go to the bars or clubs, I go in cosplay as an icebreaker, and I went as Goku from Dragon Ball, and they were like, "Holy shit, it's Goku! Let's come take shots with us."
I don't have the balls to do cosplay. I just don't. I never have. I've never liked Halloween. I hate going to Halloween
Aw.
parties and things like
Cosplayers
that.
don't like it either.
Halloween trick-or-treating, ever since Mexicans
practice.
discovered trick-or-treating, it has become part of our culture now. And we don't, when like Mexicans will trick-or-treat until we're 50, and it's not for the candy, and it's not for the dressing up. We just want to see what our neighbors got. Like, trick-or-treat, what do you got?
Yep.
Holy shit.
Out here in LA, they were going to ban trick or treating
Yeah.
because of COVID, and it got so much shit, so much backlash. They decided to do, all right, you're on your own. Go ahead, do your trick or treating. And it was just one of those things. There was just no way you're going to take our trick or treating away from our kids.
He's
Yeah.
back, by the way. Or he's about to get on in a minute.
Oh, okay, cool.
Sound like a weird threat.
No,
I know,
he's
that was
back.
strange.
Sonic's back.
Oh, good. Eventually.
I know I've found a picture that would be
So,
cool. If you were to cosplay, I have a cool cosplay you can play.
Do it.
okay,
I
so
fi- I just
we're going
found
to
it.
talk a little bit about conventions
Various.
when you go to cons as a guest. So, are you the kind of guest that would go to a convention that, like, hi, do a couple panels, sign some autographs, go straight to your room and go to bed? Or are you like some of the other guests, like, hey, I'm here, where's the party?
No, you know what? Rachel will probably have Rachel was the one who held my hand throughout the little convention that I did here in Burbank, because that was the first one I've ever done, and quite frankly, I only did one after that. And I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just, she was holding my hand and telling me what to do and having me meet other people. And I was there at the table. All I was wishing for was somebody to come to me and ask for my autograph, because I wasn't in the league with half these people that were on the both sides of me. These guys were, these amazing talents. And here's this Michael Horton guy. And it's like, please, somebody stand in line and ask me, for my autograph. That's where I was at.
Right.
And it was a Transformers thing. And I did Chip Chase. It was a small character. And then I did a couple of other characters in it. I wasn't Optimus Prime or any of those other guys. So that was my experience on one of these things. It wasn't that I'm going to come there and look for the bar. I really just wanted to hopefully meet somebody who might have been a fan of what I did.
Oh, absolutely.
And believe me, that but it turned out to be really nice.
If you ever need a hype man, like
that's what I need.
So who's your guy?
I am your guy. Like, I will take care of you. Like, I will be like,
oh,
yo,
yes, you
what
will.
is going on? Oh, snap. Is that so-and-so? Oh, damn.
That's
Shit
what he
just got
See,
real. Let the party pop, y'all.
I'm the complete opposite of that. I'm self-deprecating, and which is not a really good way of marketing yourself. And,
right.
So I need somebody else to market myself. I had Rachel marketing myself, so that was actually pretty good.
I'll hype man you. I got you. You're gonna eventually you're gonna be like, oh god. Like, because the funny thing is, like, so my friend's like, hey man, can you like wingman me, because I'm trying to like get laid tonight, and we're at Renaissance. Homeboy.
That's not me, but
no, but this is just an example. This is just
in general.
Example. In general, no. With you, I'm just a hype man. So the way I hype him up, I was like, ah, shit, is my boy Caucasaurus Rex. How does he walk around with that thing and not get carpet burn? I'm like, damn, homegirl, it's gonna be like a Charlie horse. It's gonna hit you like, it's gonna feel good and it's gonna hurt at the same time.
All right, you're my man. You're my man. If I ever do one of these cons again, you happen to be there.
Fuck yeah. For real. I will go to the con and be like, Top. What is going on, everybody? And I'll even do it in Spanish. Aquí estamos con Michael Horton, presentado con Telemundo.
Yeah, absolutely. Get me in the Hispanic community. I'll be great.
All I got to do is tell people that you're a soccer player, and everybody's going to want your autograph.
That's true.
Hey, juega fútbol mexicana.
Well, I'm just embarrassed. Like, I knew you were coming for the Transformers show, but I'm embarrassed that I didn't do more research to be like, what else you did. And I can't believe it took me like so long to register like that you were in Murder, She Wrote. I was raised on that by my mom, and I was like, oh my god, how did I forget it? How did I not know?
I'm everybody's mom's favorite actor.
Okay, so can you share a little bit of hold on, sorry.
Murder, She Wrote? You guys actually want to talk about that?
I love Murder, She Wrote.
Let's talk about it.
So I have a confession to make towards the crew.
I mean, Murder, She Wrote was I did about 12 episodes of it or something like that over the years.
When did Murder, She Wrote come out? Because I've never seen or heard of that show.
1983 or 4.
Okay,
84 to 95 plus 4 movies.
If it didn't come out like
you were in 12
after
episodes.
93, I've never heard of it because
really,
because the thing is I obviously I grew up in a very Mexican household.
Well, I don't think Mexicans watched it.
No, we didn't.
Mexican.
Like, and there's a radio DJ. He says that, man, I like to turn on the Spanish channel and just stare at the women with the volume on mute.
No, I did the pilot. I was Jessica Fletcher's nephew.
Yes.
And I did I was the one who took her first book and took it to a publisher and turned her into Jessica Fletcher.
Yeah.
Anyway, and and so I did a bunch of other episodes over the years. And the cool thing about that show wasn't, it's not that great of a show. It was
that show. How
great show.
Well, like I said, Rachel's mom loved that show, and
I love that show.
Loved that show. And,
I watched it with my grandma.
And it was, and I eventually loved that show only because there were so many people who were, fans of it, and it meant so much to them. And then all of a sudden, well, if it means so much to them, it's got to mean something to me. And so anyway, I did a whole bunch of those shows. But the neat thing about working that show was that you got to work with all these amazing actors. Mm-hmm. These amazing actors were huge back in the 40s and the 50s. You thought were dead. They weren't.
It's true.
You got to work with them. And there was all of a sudden they show up on the set that day and go, oh my God, it's just I get to work with you. And that was pretty special. So
well, not just that, you also, on the show, not that you specifically worked with, but on the show you also had some other actors that were up and coming, like I'm trying to remember specific names now. Courtney Cox was on it, and this was right before Friend. Courtney.
I think it was like what's that oh my God, I can't remember the show that shot in New York, the cop show that everybody in the
NYPD Blue.
No,
probably a few other cop shows.
I know.
Are we talking about the shows that I've been on?
Yeah,
it's called Cops.
It's called Cops.
I did LA Law. I didn't do
Yes, you did.
NYPD Blue, but I did LA Law.
I'm glad you said that because I thought everyone saw that episode of Cops I was on. I was like, fuck.
Were you on that one?
Yeah.
Still getting royalties. You get royalties from there? They don't blur your face. Can you get royalties from that?
Another.
Yes, podcast. I do. I get a lot of $2.35 checks. I mean, a lot. Every day a check comes in.
Cool.
And eventually, it over the year, over a 1 year period, it can add up, but doesn't add up.
It can add up in a week, and you can get a Happy Meal.
Yeah, exactly. I can get a Happy Meal in a week. What show we're talking about? We're talking about the cop show. What was it called? Murder She Wrote. I think
Murder She Wrote.
How you were talking about the cop show
because I heard Cops.
Oh, the cop
panicked.
Look, man, look. I'm not a big fan of the show Cops.
Yeah, especially G4 when I'm showing on it every day.
Especially when I'm fucking on it. But no, I was wondering if we were still talking because I've never actually seen Murder She Wrote. So as soon as I heard Cops, I was like, "What? Cops?"
No.
There are cops in Murder She Wrote.
Well,
usually at the end of the episode.
There are cops in every show.
There was.
I mean, it is a murder mystery show. Of course, there's going to be some.
There was cops and there was murders.
Whoa!
They show up at the beginning and the end of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you say Murder She Wrote, I automatically think Gordon Ramsay and him yelling at people trying to be cooks.
It's kind of like that, yeah. No, it was.
She doesn't yell nearly as much.
Just a fun fact for everybody watching the podcast.
Yeah. She was a sweetheart. Everybody on that show was a sweetheart. It was a lot of fun to do. My wife today was my wife on that show. And
wow!
Do you really married her?
Yeah, Donna she was there at. I don't think you met her though. She was there at the.
Seeing her. Y'all gotta come. Yeah, y'all gotta come back to something, and I'm gonna make sure my mom's there and everything.
She was there, and on during one of the episodes when she was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
If your mom would remember.
I watched it too. We binge watched it together.
Pregnant. She was 9 months pregnant when she did that episode. She was pregnant with my son.
Oh wow!
And my son is 30 years old, so that was 30 years ago.
That's awesome.
So my son made his first appearance on television in my wife's stomach, she played Donna, and so we did like 2 or 3 episodes together.
Oh my gosh.
One where we got married, one where she was pregnant, and one where we were like boyfriend and girlfriend or something.
Right.
So and so she's downstairs watching TV.
Oh, it's so cool. Oh,
yeah.
Tell her I said hi.
Yeah, I will.
The strange person from the podcast I was on said hi. She was very excited.
Rachel's a fan, so
yes. Yes. But that's exciting.
If you ever got into cosplay, I recommend this character right here, who looks just like you.
You can do that.
I could do that. I could pull that off.
There we go. Go for it.
Just get a black suit, white tie. You're good. He
See,
does
man,
murder people, though.
I'm just not that personality. I just I can't do it. I just
Can't
can't.
be that mean.
I don't go to Halloween parties and I can't do the cosplay thing. But I would love to because I admire the people who do it so much. I love that they can do that because they make people happy.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. It's not that they make themselves happy, which they do. They make so many other people happy just by looking at them. And I love that. But I can't do it. I can't do it.
You could accidentally wear a black suit and do it. Accidental cosplay is a thing.
You know, I did this. How long does this thing go on, by the way? Am I talking too much?
No. We are a 2-hour podcast. Depending on how much we drink.
Unless you got something,
2.5
if you need to
I'm
leave
out of
anything.
wine, so I did this mini series a long time ago. It's called The Blue and the Gray. It was a Civil War mini series, and I played Lloyd Bridges' son.
Oh.
I was on it. It was called The Blue and the Gray, and I played Lloyd, and we did it out in Fayetteville, Arkansas. And I got to know him really well. He's Jeff Bridges' dad, as you know, Lloyd Bridges. And I went on the airplane with him from Los Angeles to Fayetteville, which is really cool because if you go on an airplane with a celebrity, you get treated really well because you get to go in that lounge, that
good spot.
Because first class land. And but anyway, while we're there in Fayetteville, which is at that time wasn't that big of a little city in Arkansas, he had all these people clamoring all over him. He was a big celebrity. Everybody knew who Lloyd Bridges was, and he was the sweetest guy to all these fans. And one woman had the courage to ask him, would he like to go over to her house for dinner, for a home cooked meal? This is like 2-3 weeks into the shooting, and he's with her, and he said yes.
That's so cool.
He said yes, and he did, and she's like, over the moon, and it's just he was a guy that gave celebrities a good name because he was so attentive to his fans, and even when he was working, and he was a pretty big name, and so I always loved that. I loved the fact that he just loved being a movie star. And not a lot of movie stars like being movie stars. Right. They like the work, but they don't like all that comes with it.
Right.
And it's really hard for them to be out there for everybody because it's just not who they are. Mm-hmm. But the people who are, I admire that. I admire the people who do the cosplay.
I'm just saying, you can put on a black suit. Don't shave the beard.
All right, man. Send it to me again. Just email it to me, remind me, and I'll see if I can get the courage to do it.
Yes.
I'll send you a black suit. I might just ask for your size.
Next
convention you go,
don't do that because if I don't wear it, I'll feel bad.
Aw.
Never said it was gonna be an expensive black suit. Fucking Party City dresses a tuxedo person.
If you touch it, you'll put a hole in it.
Stay away from strong breezes.
Yeah.
Temperatures over 75 degrees.
There you go.
You're in California. You're fine.
Yeah.
So if
today, by the way, was the first clear day.
Oh yeah.
We have all these wildfires out here, and the air quality's just been fucking horrible.
Right.
Today was the first day of blue skies.
Oh, that's good.
In about 3 weeks.
How close are you guys to the fires? Are you guys like okay? Or
yeah, I'm in the closest one is called the Bobcat Fire, which is out in above Pasadena and Monrovia. Now it's going into Antelope Valley, but the wind now is starting to blow north, so we're not getting the smoke. Okay. But that's the closest one.
I mean, if we got to come rescue you, we will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of
where I live. I'm not really in fire country.
That's good because it's got to be scary to wake up one day, open your door, and you look outside. It's red like in Terminator. Yeah. Before the nukes hit.
Oh man,
2020. Well, there's the apocalypse right on time.
For a while, it was looking like Blade Runner out there. I mean, especially in the San Francisco Bay Area. If you saw some of those pictures,
yeah,
and then that was Blade Runner time. It was just, and the index up there was like 400, 500.
Oh,
And
wow.
you couldn't, that's the stuff you don't go outside or you
Right.
die. You don't breathe
Yeah.
that stuff.
Nope.
I don't know how the firefighters do it.
They wear a mask.
They have oxygen tanks.
Yeah.
Well, I don't ever see them wearing them. Every time I see them fighting a fire, they're not out there wearing their
Sometimes they have
gas.
mustaches that help clear it away.
Yeah.
No,
They have long
unfortunately,
beards. Yes. They have long
unfortunately,
beards and stuff, but they're not wearing these gas masks. And the index there is like 405, and they're sucking all that stuff in. It's
Mhm.
like, I don't know how they do it.
Budget cuts.
They probably die young,
Well, not
which is terrible.
right.
yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, there's a
Yeah, bless these guys.
there's a lot of people out there right now. Is just Godspeed. That's all I can say, really, because I really don't want to get into that.
Yeah, the whole West is burning right now.
Yeah.
We've already burned 3
I think-
million acres here in California alone.
I think that's a metaphor for
Wow.
the world.
I think I read somewhere that Amazon's back on fire.
And the Amazon is burning, but that's completely well, it's climate change too, but it's man-made. They're burning all that for cattle. It's and you have a president of Brazil down there who doesn't give a shit about the environment. All he cares about is his corporations. He's burning the forests, and of course, the more you burn, the more drought you have. You have climate change happening because of that. So it's I really feel for all you young people out there. We're doing it's one thing to sit here and talk about it. We got to do something about it. And, that's what I've been doing.
I've already shared with our co-host, and I'm almost 40% dead serious on this. Depending on who wins the election, because I don't like to get political, but depending on who wins the election, it will determine what country I'm going to live in next year.
Yeah. Well, we all say that every year, but we're not going to move.
Well, no, I have options. I have options.
He can. He's got dual citizenship.
He can.
I'm a dual citizen. I'm a Mexican citizen and a U.S. citizen. So I can own land in both countries.
You need visitors.
And I also, and the coolest thing is I have land in both countries.
Yeah, but we need you to stay here and change things. We don't.
Damn it.
We don't want you.
If we go down, everyone goes down.
Like the Titanic.
Yeah.
For the last 4 years, I've been devoting a lot of time to environmental activism, and I've been I do a lot of habitat restoration. I plant a lot of trees. I've been taking care of a lot of trees.
Awesome.
Every 3 days a week, I go out and I water these 600 oak trees that we've been planting over the last couple of years, and to keep them going. I'm never going to see them grow to where they want to go. But that's my little bit that I'm.
That's really good.
That's awesome.
And we can appreciate that. And for the degenerates watching this podcast, remember, for every video on Pornhub that you watch, they will plant one tree.
That is true.
That is true. They will plant a tree.
They will plant a tree, and they have.
Really?
And I'm
That's
very
wonderful.
happy.
Bless them. But it's one thing to plant it. But it's one thing to plant a tree, because we hear about Ethiopia planted 40 million trees the other day.
Oh, that's great.
And 30. You got to take care of them.
Right. No, and
None
you
of them
gotta understand, this is planet Earth is where we live, and we need water, we need trees, and we need our
air.
environment to survive.
And we need leadership to help subsidize all this.
Right.
And
we need a leader who doesn't get a fake tan and walks around looking. If he would just walk out and do a speech, but starting off with "Dun oompa loompa dee, I'm the president. Listen to me. I'm
Basically
very
does.
dumb. I make poor decisions. I'm really stupid." I don't know. That's all I had.
you guys,
I'm still working on the song.
Do you have Netflix?
I
You
have
know
Netflix.
Yes.
I
All
have
right,
Netflix.
watch The Social Dilemma.
I
It's
will
a
now.
documentary called The Social Dilemma. Watch that. Watch that, please, and then email me your thoughts.
You know what? We
All
will.
right,
I'm gonna
now,
watch it.
Now we have everyone in the chat.
You-
You have homework.
That's right. I'm gonna watch.
Seriously.
If you don't mind, I'll watch it tomorrow because I have something I have to do tonight.
No, you don't have to watch it tonight. You don't have to watch it tomorrow, but watch it and then email me your thoughts.
It's
then
homework.
Also, if you do what it tells you to do, which is essentially it's what's going on here is a lot about social media.
I'll tell you what. I'll make you a deal. We won't just email you. On Tuesday, we'll even talk about it on our podcast.
No, it is. It's one of the best documentaries you will see, and it's also terrifying.
Holy shit!
Which it's
Well, generally that's how really good documentaries work. They're really fascinating and sometimes a little bit terrifying. So if they do both, it's like, okay, that's a good one.
This one's very terrifying, and I hate to say it, but I think you'll enjoy it because it's very well done.
We haven't addressed the comments in a while, so we're gonna go ahead and address them. Pachinko says, "Damn, I think they planted more than 100 trees because I watch Pornhub." So you're welcome. David says, "Pornhub's Wood for Wood program."
Wood for Wood.
Is that what it's called for real?
No. He's just,
okay, but I like it. That's it. That's a good name.
Email Pornhub and let them know.
Today's podcast is officially sponsored by Pornhub.
No,
we know what you like.
Seeing your search history.
Trees.
I am afraid to go through people's search history.
Don't do it.
No.
Don't do it.
But I will go through your food ordering history. Like, oh, look, they had a cheeseburger.
Listen, guys, I didn't know this was going to go 2 hours, but I have to get going.
Okay, no, you're fine. You're fine.
And this has been a lot of fun. It's been great meeting you and talking to you, and I hope we can do this again. And,
absolutely.
No, absolutely. You're more than welcome
problem.
to join us in the future. We'll set something up, and we can have you back on.
And
It'll more than likely be another Friday. You don't have to stay the whole show, but we are going to cover the whole. We will cover the whole 2 hours.
All right. Well, you guys do a really good job, and I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
And it's going to get better and better and better. Keep it up.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of the show. I'm very happy with it.
Give yourself a pat on the back.
You should.
Don't hurt yourself.
Keep it going. Especially get more sponsors.
Hey,
just make
that's
them
a
up.
great
Get more
idea.
Remember, it's just it's not bad to make money out of this thing. So do what you can to make money. That's your incentive. Make money.
That's right. No, there's nothing wrong with making money, but we are about making the community better. Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to having you back on, and I hope you have a wonderful
Rachel, for
weekend.
all putting this all together.
Thank you for coming on, Michael.
Yeah,
be good.
Rachel, she's earned her spot. We won't fire her.
Yeah.
Today.
She's one of my favorite people. All right.
Oh,
Thank
thanks.
you.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
My gosh.
That was delightful.
That was
Yeah, it
very
was.
delightful.
Yeah, sorry I got cut midway through. My internet decided to be
good.
funny.
Damn you,
Take that,
Matsuri.
Houston.
Yeah. If this is AT&T, are y'all working together?
Boy,
Oh, god damn it. If I see, hey guys, Anime Matsuri is brought to you by AT&T. Remember,
Bring it to the
AT&T
ground.
screwing over Geeks 5 ever.
One podcast at a time.
One
That was
podcast.
actually a very wholesome. That was like a very wholesome show. we
Yeah,
just did.
unfortunately, I had some fucking drama I had to deal with.
That's okay.
we still love you, Goku.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
You love the show.
Yeah.
Well, we still like you too. Huh?
Without you, there would be no show. Thus,
Right? Yeah.
love
Yeah, but
bleeds over.
unfortunately, the
I could be
show,
sleeping
even if
now.
Stop.
if something ever happens to me and I'm gone, the show must go on. So we are working on getting Jace's computer to take over production in case anything happens.
Also, just in case in the future, I'm looking to upgrade mine. So
For real. So
Same.
Jace and Sonic and
Super
SJ
Jew later.
will have the opportunity to run the show from their computers. It's just the reason why we're going with Jace first instead of anybody else is because he has a computer that can handle it.
Yeah.
Got it already.
Because my computer has an Intel i7 4th generation with 8 gigabytes of RAM, and we are using 40% of my CPU to run the podcast.
I am currently running 11%. but I'm not
And
doing
to
anything.
run
much RAM is it?
once you run Google Chrome,
I have
Yeah,
all my
from-
shit open right now.
Google Chrome jumps from like 40 to 90%.
yeah, I remember that
One
image.
tab, yeah.
It's like that Snapchat I showed you. It's like, no, you demon.
Pachinko says, okay, so Booty Warrior says Ari and I probably have the most kinky history. I think they bonded in the chat.
Good job.
Over that.
Pachinko's like, I'm still in the basement. Send help.
I need food. Geeks Fiber.
Write better jokes, you'll get food then.
Yeah, I better.
No, you know what we'll do for you, Pachinko? We'll have SJ send you food. And we already know you'll have a rocky relationship.
It
So I gotta
may
send him the food?
or may not be poisoned.
Yeah.
No, but
Wink,
where were you
wink.
yesterday when they were fighting in the chat?
Who was fighting in the chats?
It was
Like, now that we don't have a guest on, we shouldn't have like
Two-
talked about that.
two
no. Whenever we have
unnamed people.
so whenever we have a voice actor, like a voice actor, a big time guest, the comment section's a little bit more chill because they want to hear what he has to say.
No, exactly. But we still,
yesterday
that's what I'm
we
saying. We
had-
shouldn't have talked about the drama. We
Oh, it was still funny because we had to bring it
Okay,
up just to
fine.
get your reaction. Because everybody was
Well,
making
okay.
jokes about it yesterday after it
so
happened.
talk about it. Yeah, so tell me about it. Well, like, what the fuck was
So
actually
what were
going
they
on?
talking about? Something about something.
Yeah, what happened?
Some cosplayers only cosplaying for attention or some shit like that.
Are we
It
still?
was a statement
we're
about
s- okay.
we're still alive. Cosplayers who
No worries.
only cosplay strictly for attention, to draw attention to themselves, cause issues with there being bullying in the cosplay community.
I believe it.
then
I
they
believe
just
there's
like-
people
they-
that only cosplay for attention that are dicks.
Yeah.
It's like, and they had conflicting interests. Like, well, that's a bad way of doing things. You shouldn't do that. It's like, no.
And then one person's like, I don't think that's true. I think everybody like, no, and they were arguing. And then the girl was like, this is from personal experience. This is something that I've seen. But the guy was
Like
still
one of the guests?
No, this was in the
someone-
chat. This was in the
in
chat.
the chat.
This was exclusively
I had
in
to
the
comment.
chat.
Okay.
It was so bad. We had to fucking address
Yeah,
it.
you were like,
Jace, go handle the chat.
Go to your house and I will punch you.
Like, you give us a good review. You give us a good review, I'll come find
Yeah.
you. That
that's
was Jace.
crazy.
Jace had to
Was it
comment
one of
in
our
the chat.
regulars?
No, it was two first timers.
Trolls.
No, one.
They're just
I'll explain
arguing
to
with
you,
each other.
No, I'll explain to you after the podcast
Oh,
is
okay.
over. There's more to it than that, but
Oh, okay.
yeah,
That meets the eye.
There's more than meets.
Hey.
Someone's
My
watching from
name
work in the
is
comments.
Optimus Prime, and there's more than meets the eye.
We didn't even have Optimus Prime on here. We had a human.
You know what? I've been working on my Transformers Optimus
I'm
Prime.
proud of you. It's
Just-
a really
you know
good
what?
Optimus
no, fuck
Prime.
it. I'm not doing it anymore.
You just ruined it for her.
You just
Ruined it
ruined.
for
I
him.
was like, let me work on something to make Super Jew happy.
Just try
God
to make you
forbid that I
proud.
work on an Optimus Prime voice.
I'm gonna work.
He's
so
not even
here's
on
what
the
I'm gonna
show.
do. No, I know. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna work on actually getting some. Like, I'm talking to one of the other voice actors. I'm waiting for a response from him, and I'll try and talk to like one of my friends, see if they can.
We're not.
Like,
Look, it's
talk
fine.
to
Next week
somebody
we
else.
have Denim Cosplay anyway.
okay.
Next week on Friday,
Well,
Denim
hopefully the
Cosplay
next-
joins us on Friday. Also, don't forget Monday, Velvet Vibes Podcast. Join us. And Velvet Vibes Podcast has that very, hey, what's going on, you cool cats and late night shift workers? Welcome to the Late Night Podcast. Today we're going to listen to all the coolest hits and jazz. He's got like
Nice.
that very soothing voice. Like, I want to listen to jazz. I want to listen to saxophone. By the way, Chad is working on getting a webcam and all that stuff, but Chad is going to come on as a musical guest and talk about being like a musician and stuff like that. Pachinko says, AKA yesterday was a shitstorm. The chat went from peace to war on Cybertron.
Love
Dude,
it.
like as soon as you're not here, like, boo.
Really?
No,
Get
for
used
real.
to
Is
it.
it really
The
that
more
bad?
popular,
You ever
the more
fucking-
popular we get, the more people that show up in the chat.
For real. And it's like it
Lucky
went from like a
moderator.
good it went from a good discussion to like whenever you get hit by a ghost in Pac-Man.
Oh man, you guys.
We missed you.
We didn't even do anything. That was the crazy thing.
I'm saying you guys work on your Leonard Nimoy Galva. Oh yes, that was good.
Leonard Nimoy,
Galvatron. Yeah, Leonard Nimoy played Galvatron in the Transformers
Yeah,
movie.
That's what he did. Yeah.
Not the live action movie, the original animated movie.
Mm.
Leonard
then he
Nimoy
played-
Judd Nelson was
Wait,
hot.
Daniel
work
Prime
on your
and the-
Leonard.
Leonard.
Leonard
Leonard
Nimoy.
Nimoy.
Who was doing the
Leonard.
Galvatron voice? I wasn't.
No,
No.
it's just he brought it up. It's
Oh, okay.
Leonard Nimoy, who was Spock, voiced Galvatron.
You know, Leonard
In the eight.
Nimoy
In the
also
80s.
voiced in the
Is that-
in the
is-
game
in
for the
Kingdom Hearts, right?
Dreamcast. Seaman.
Seaman. Yeah, he was a narrator,
He was the narrator for Seaman.
Okay.
and he was Spock.
You don't have to
But
play
yeah.
the game; just watch Angry Video Game Nerd.
Got it. But
For
yeah,
Nimoy!
But yeah, that'd be cool if one of you guys could do Galvatron.
I'll work on my Optimus. That's the best thing
All
I
right,
do.
cool.
I know Judd Nelson voices Hot Rod.
It's better. I mean, you can take it from your Zoom, but if you're gonna do it through your Zoom chat, just have like a Bluetooth headset with a good mic. Because like people do it through their phones and like iPads and tablets, and the sound quality just isn't great.
If you don't have anything, if you don't have headphones, it's usually bad because
You hear
your Zoom
everything.
will cut off your mic, and it hears things coming out of your volume, your speakers. So it tries to cancel itself out sometimes, so you get weird interruptions.
Right.
Yeah, and like a lot of like echoing sometimes.
By the way, I did send them an email today, and I said if they would be willing to do a Friday. What do you think?
Ooh.
I'm sorry,
Who?
I should have clarified. We Rise.
Yeah, just whatever works for them. You know, I'm sure they're pretty
You're
much
our
open.
middleman, though. I'm putting you in charge of snagging that.
Did you tell them to fix that art?
No, I don't tell them that. That's not.
What
He's
art?
bringing it
You're
up.
talking about another group.
I know. The We Rise, I had an issue with their banner because his character he plays is the only one who has a mask going under the nose.
Yeah, this is before the pandemic, so of course, obviously, everything gets updated. So I'm sure he's gonna like remember that. Oh yeah, I better not half mask it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, so somebody needs to do a Galvatron voice apparently because that's what David demands.
I'll work on it. I've
Why
never
me?
heard.
I'm
Leonard
already
Nimoy.
working on Optimus.
You've
and
got
that's
the
hard as fuck.
that gurgle type of voice.
Who's got the
'cause
gurgle?
Goku, yeah, because if you can do Nap on Hercule, you have that rumble.
What
in the
does he
back.
sound like? What does he sound like?
Leonard Nimoy.
Leonard Nimoy.
A
Yeah, he's
deep
like,
Leonard Nimoy.
Galvatron.
My name is No, because that's
No, that's Optimus.
don't.
That's Optimus.
No, that's too.
Galvatron.
No,
That's too high.
That's
Just
too
like
high.
deep. Just do it deeper.
Galvatron.
No.
No.
It's better.
Decepticons.
Okay, we might as well just watch the watch.
I'm
clips
gonna
of
watch.
him
I'm gonna
doing
watch it and see what I can come up with.
Yeah,
There you go.
exactly.
But-
there you go.
I'll find you some clips.
Autobots, let's roll out. Still working on it.
We'll audition for Galvatron next time. Monday. Show up with your best Galvatron.
I can do Mr. Satan. Oh yeah! Finally, an adversary I can actually defeat.
A giant robot.
I like how it's always your go-to line.
No, because
You
that's
gotta
in the
have like a
movie.
go-to, and it's good to have like a thing that
champ.
you know can put you in the voice.
I'm so glad I set my VCR to record this.
There you go.
It's good to have like an opening statement that you know that you can do the voice in this. Will
Yeah,
put
so
your,
for
your
most-
mindset in the thing. Like,
Right, you
like a
have to have
catchphrase.
like some people need to have like an opening line for a certain voice to enable
Right.
to
Yeah.
pull it off. For my Nappa, it's got to be like Vegeta.
that you're kind of like tuning yourself while you're doing it. It's like
Right. Yeah.
I'm
That's
here.
fair. I mean, I always do that too when I was doing. I did recordings earlier this morning, so I was like, I had to like remember the voice. I was like, all right.
Like
so, hey,
you say,
man.
it's like no.
There
So
we go.
like for
Right
Mr.
there.
Satan, it's like, haha, oh yeah, oh my stomach, it hurts, oh the pain.
And sometimes
got a stomach
occasionally voice actors, when they like do the voice, they would speak with that voice like all day, and then like when they get to recording,
Right.
just to get like memory.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
As long as it doesn't destroy their vocal cords.
exactly.
Like like haha, oh yeah, my dick hurts, oh god the pain, my balls.
Yeah, he just says that all day to get in the mindset. 100%.
I mean,
I
you
know
gotta-
the
you gotta
what
be
the
able to do
comments are
adult-
trying to do today.
Ah, my bear, ha,
You peaked your mic so bad
Yeah,
it
it
killed
peaked
it.
it so bad. Yeah, it was like.
Let me see. Okay, let me lower it.
I did it again.
No,
Peeking your mic.
I lowered it. That's why I lowered it, and I'm doing it far away. I'm not like, "Boo!" No, it's not picking up for. Oh no, that's because I lowered it way too much.
You kind of hear where it transitions from one recording.
No,
to,
the
like,
boo's
another
very
set.
high pitched. That one's hard
Yeah.
to do on a mic.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get that $1,500 mic from Gary Talk.
No, our mics are quality. Our mics are studio quality. It's
I
just
saw
that
you had that. I was like, I
their
kind of want a
mics
$1,500
have
mic.
phantom power, where ours is directly powered by USB.
I don't want a USB mic though.
You have a
I
USB.
did- My other one was not a USB mic.
So, how much have you had to drink tonight, Jace?
Not as much as you.
How much
probably.
have you had to drink tonight? Look at all those bottles.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 bottles?
4 bottles? That's a lot.
No, I'm just counting that, and then you have your other cup, which also has alcohol in it.
Yeah.
It's only been the first cup, though.
Is it straight?
No, it's mixed. It's always mixed.
Okay, what's your ratio? 50-50?
Yeah.
Mine's about a 25 each time. This is only my second one.
That's about 50-50 because I got to fill it up. 50% alcohol, and then like an extra, like, it's 3/4 filled. So it's 50% alcohol and then 25% mixer.
Okay, so it's not a 50-50. It's mostly alcohol.
Yes. Well, I mean, yeah. That's what I meant.
Mine's probably
I meant it's 50-50 beer and alcohol.
Either I'm drinking beer, or I'm drinking out the other kind, the actual alcohol. Beer is a chaser.
Like, this is how much I've had, like, from there to there. That's
Svedka is 30 or 35%.
It is 35%.
Yeah, this is flavored.
Look what I got
If
in
you
the
get-
mail today.
Package.
Cool.
Hey!
Volume 10.
Okay.
Yep, it's the newest one. We'll start
Nerd.
reading it on the podcast.
Today on Geeks 5 Ever.
Today on Geeks 5 Ever. Last
Live
time
reading.
on Geeks 5 Ever Z, Goku was reading the manga and pissing
Goku-
off the rest of the co-host.
Goku
Everyone was
learns
bored
to
as shit.
read.
And sometimes it hurts to do those fucking voices.
I talk to myself all the time at work.
Oh,
Luckily, a mask covers your face, so they don't think I'm crazy.
Bruh, this mother... He just like... Looking fucking like die. Pierced his chest.
Hey there, need a hand?
Oh my. The goat man.
Got your
has-
chest.
The goat man has penetrated me.
The goat man.
He's a goat.
Bumped my wrist in peons.
This is such a good manga.
Sonic, how was your day?
Yeah, how was your day,
Well,
Sonic?
as we close out our Friday, the week that we had, how was your day? Good.
It went pretty well.
Did you play Mario?
No, I don't have it.
What's
Whoa, wait, no. Let me rephrase that. I do have it.
his?
And then I found out how to unlock Mario
Yeah,
Galaxy 2.
Your internet just went wonky.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, no. What?
Yeah, you have to unlock it.
How?
I unlocked it. Well, simple. You put your Switch flat, and then you put a cartridge of 64, and then you stack a case of Mario Sunshine, and then you stack a case of Galaxy, and that's how you get it.
Oh my god, I'm gonna.
It worked.
I'm gonna drive to your house right now. And
Smart
get the shit
ass.
out of you.
That so far I collected 69 stars out of 242, so I'm a long way to go.
I just started playing the fucking game on Switch, and I forgot the Galaxy requires motion controls, and sometimes it's just awkward because he goes in a 360 angle on a planet, and he's upside down, and I'm trying to figure out. Like every time I try to like maneuver him, he goes in the opposite direction. I'm like,
So that was the first game you played. The first.
I
of
started
the
playing
three?
64, but I don't know. It
got
doesn't
bored
look
after.
that good on a 4K TV.
It doesn't. Right. Sunshine would look. I heard it looks pretty good.
Sunshine and Galaxy look great, but 64,
Yeah, I don't know why 64 they did that. I don't know
'Cause
why they made it
64
720.
Nintendo 64 games have
Games
not
do not
aged that
age.
well.
That's true. Yeah. But if
Like a
anything, I
good
kind of wish
polygon.
No, because when he's far away, he looks even more like
blocky and shit.
Yeah,
Looks like a
blocky.
Lego.
yeah, he looks blockier. He has like a very pointy chin, like in some parts of the game, when he's far away from the camera.
Right. Yeah, so I don't know if I find it this weekend in stores, I'll just pick it up maybe.
We
I-
bored SJ. She's like, ugh, these nerds.
These nerdy folks.
She has to
oh,
stay
and
up
also,
all night.
I saw the whole New York Comic Con Funko sharing list.
Yeah.
Danny Phantom is Target.
Okay, so I
Shit.
want everyone to know that SJ's been under so much stress. I want to do something nice for her.
There you go.
I went online and tried to buy the Optimus Prime Amazon exclusive Funko Pop. Not only were they sold out, but the people are already selling it for $50 fucking.
I'll do it.
So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna get you one. I'm just gonna wait until they go back in stock.
There you go.
Because they will.
Alright.
They will.
All right.
That happens a lot.
God, we're just trying to do something nice for you.
I appreciate
It's all
it.
smug
I
and she'll be
don't-
like, okay.
Yeah, you're all like, I
Collect
appreciate it, but at first you're like, ugh.
Gotta have my pops.
I wasn't like that. I actually, like I said, I have like my
Gotta have my
Turtles
pops.
ones, and I have my a couple of my Power Rangers ones. But I'm trying not to get into the whole like gotta collect
Okay.
them thing.
Gotta collect them. Gotta catch them all.
Like,
Gotta
right,
catch
I'm
'em
trying
all.
not to be like that. Like,
There is one more thing I do want to mention though. Fishing is gotcha games for dads.
Yeah. That means
Today's Funko Pop of the day is Teen Bulma.
Yeah, the common $6 one you can probably
Hey
get
man,
for $3.
fuck you. I'm not gonna throw a rare one on the fucking camera.
You should though. Just saying.
They're up there on display.
throw his back out getting us. If I could ever remember to bring the box home I have at work to ship out the things I got for Super Jew, I'd send them
GameStop
out.
has Soundwave,
Always
so we'll
forget.
get
Yes, they
Super
do.
Jew a Soundwave.
There you go. That's one. Yeah, the new ones they look really nice.
Okay. I see how it is when I
I'm
say
sorry.
Optimus Prime, it's like but when it's Soundwave, it's like
I'm
ooh.
also
ooh.
no. Well, because I actually do have a couple of like Optimus things. They don't have a lot of Soundwave.
No, but there are
Yo.
no Transformer Funko Pops. These are the first ones.
Hold up. Pachinko says he has a
I
joke.
don't know.
Okay,
I have
what's
a
your
joke
joke?
for
See
you.
if we
Pachinko?
let him out of the basement.
All right.
Basement.
Is he coming out of the closet?
Hey.
What do you tell a blindfolded person not to do?
Oh god.
Look.
Look.
Hell, this is going to be a
Look
gem
over
of a
there.
joke.
Look over there.
How many fingers am I holding up?
Why does this sound like it's gonna be like
Question?
a SJ joke, like Jew
What do you tell
Jew
a
formers
blindfold
or like whatever the
person
fuck
not to do?
falafel? What the fuck made y'all choose falafel?
Falafel.
It's because her shirt.
Don't
It's so
Pikachu.
simple.
Oh my god,
Don't Pikachu.
It's terrible.
that was awful.
We're locking the
Mexican-
basement now.
The Mexican word of the
No.
day is Pikachu. Hurry up and Pikachu.
Today's
I
Mexican. Today's
I went
Mexican.
to the shoe store with my wife and I told her hurry up and Pikachu.
Pikachu. Today's Mexican word of the day is liver and cheese. Hey, when somebody's messing with your ruca, you always tell them, "Hey, liver alone, cheese mine."
That's a good one. That is a good
This is
one.
why we keep you in the basement, Pachinko.
Also, I'm gonna get the 1990s TMNT pops.
Oh, they're making those too?
Yeah, they
Okay.
know. Like, who's the one that showed them? Was it Super Jew or?
No. I don't remember.
I think one of y'all had showed them to us, didn't it?
No, I only showed the
It
Transformers
wasn't
ones.
me.
I
I
it
don't
was
support
Jace,
your
'cause
guys'
Jace doesn't give a fuck.
I don't
no
support your
offense.
guys' pop collection.
Matter
Well,
of
if that's the
fact-
case, can you help us get the ones we're looking for? That's
No.
No, Jace was yelling at me to get off fucking Amazon yesterday before the podcast started.
Oh yeah,
we
see
got
that's
this.
my that's my other thing. I don't support Amazon Prime. They're like
Why?
a terrible because they're a terrible company. They don't
Amazon
treat
is
their
a German company.
they don't treat their workers proper. They don't give them proper like bathroom breaks. They didn't give them proper like health benefits or anything like that. I don't like supporting companies.
Yeah, but what they're
That-
doing, like, look, I
I
understand.
got a
look,
question for you. Do you shop at Walmart?
No.
Do you shop at
Oh, you don't either.
Kroger's?
Damn.
Because I was gonna be like, if that's the case, don't go to Walmart then.
Yeah, do you shop at
No, yeah.
Kroger's?
That's
Though? Do you
okay.
shop at Kroger's
I haven't shopped anywhere for a
or
while.
Target? Target does the same shit.
I try not to. Yeah, I haven't really gone to Target so
Then
much
where the
since
fuck do you
like, my
shop
friend
then?
went- other stores. I
The
try.
local
I
There
market.
try.
are no other stores except Hot Topic.
Well, I don't. I just don't really like shop. Like I go to the bookstore sometimes. I just don't really shop.
Barnes and Noble's a ripoff.
No, I like Barnes and Noble.
No,
But
I
I'd
love them
ra-
too, but they rip me off whenever I sell shit to them.
Oh,
some
do you
shit
sell
to 'em.
stuff at Barnes and Noble?
You can't sell stuff at Barnes.
I'm sorry.
Half price.
Half price.
Half price.
Yeah, I was about to say half
Yeah,
price.
I like-
yeah.
Yeah, see,
Half
I like.
price
No, I
has
agree.
It has a purpose though. It,
Half
doing it
price is
for a
hit or
reason.
miss to me.
Right. But I like half
freaking
price and then again, I like actual standalone bookstores. I don't like that Amazon is like gonna wipe out everything, you know?
Oh.
Yeah, but like the reason why I shop so much on Amazon is because whenever I did go to Walmart, it was
Mhm.
They wouldn't
very
have it.
very late at night,
No, I understand.
and it was people weren't there. Nobody questioned anything you buy.
Right.
Like if I have a shit ton of toys in my
Sure.
grocery cart, nobody asked me questions.
Yeah. See, like that's what I do. So like I try to start with like half price and Barnes and Noble, and if I can't get the books I want or even some of the movies, then I'll go to like the like publisher or the manufacturer directly. So like me trying to get my finish my Transformers comic series, like sometimes I'm not doing it now, but I was contemplating getting it through like IDW directly.
Pachinko made a comment.
But only because work gave me an Amazon gift card. I might consider. I will probably buy something since it's not my money I'm spending. It's Amazon money I'm spending.
The money's already been spent, so
it's like might as well. So that part I might as well.
Pachinko says I also have another announcement since we've had 3 Transformers actors. We only have 2 more Jewformer titles: Age of Jewformer, Extinction, and Last Jewformer.
This is true.
I feel like there's a lot of tension between you and Pachinko. It's gonna end with fighting or making out. I'm not sure.
What?
I'll get the camera.
Get the camera.
Only our Patreons only content.
I kind of want to record my Onlys video of me eating cereal.
We're supposed to start.
Yeah, I kind of want to do it this weekend. I haven't done it.
I thought we were actually supposed to be doing we were going to record it in the Zoom chat and be like, here you go, guys.
No, it's one at a time. It's not all 4 of us. It's going to have to be like one person.
You record it yourself.
You need to explain this. I didn't know this.
We're real good at explaining things.
I'm not buying you food.
So good.
Cool.
Orale, vato.
All right, can y'all
talk we got
a little bit in the podcast?
Can you sign it off because we're done?
Yeah.
All right. Can you hold on? Can you give me?
We try to listen to what.
All right.
IDW series. I'm working.
All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and cut it off there because I'm being harassed by my brother.
Oh man.
Besides, it's already 9:08.
Yeah.
All right, guys. If you haven't already, make sure you follow us on YouTube. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. That way, you can share the video with more of our community, with other people, including your friends and our other followers, because the thumbs up does help us out a lot. Actually, as a matter of fact, everyone that's watching our channel, if you could please go on our YouTube and give our videos a thumbs up, especially if you enjoy our content, it would help us out a lot on YouTube. Now, if you haven't already started following us, you can follow us on Facebook. Not just hit the like button, but also follow us. And also follow us on Twitch. Today's podcast was sponsored by NoNameNerd.com. Remember to use the coupon code Geeks5ever at NoNameNerd.com to get 10% off all of your purchases. Also, make sure you check out Keyblade Sonic's content on his YouTube channel. He has a really cool review of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. I almost said Underground.
It's cool. Don't worry. It plays like Underground.
It does. I love Underground. Also, make sure you check out. We might have more content. We're inviting other people to join our channel. Don't forget, on Monday, Velvet Vibes Podcast will be joining us, and we have other guests for next week. It is Hispanic Heritage Month, so remember, we are going to try to have some Hispanic content creators and guests on the show. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us on Beer Friday. We're going to go ahead and let you go. The Doggy's here. Doggy's got his own Funko Pop coming out soon. You can pre-order the Funko Pop at Amazon.com. There's also a Funko Pop of SJ coming out. We got that approved.
Yeah, you'll get a prototype photo on our Patreon.
I don't know how you're gonna get this frizz on a Funko Pop.
We found a way.
We found a way. We also found a way to get Jace's baldness.
As a flocked version.
That's actually pretty easy.
All right, guys. I'm Jesse Goku, also known as King Mexico. I'm letting everybody know to have a great weekend. Don't do anything stupid.
Don't do anything Goku would do.
Jesus fucking Christ.
There you go. Would do is the correct one. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Say bye.
Have a great weekend.
Bye. For dominance.